Get a head start on your back-to-school shopping with thousands of styles for the entire family. Choose from Skechers Comfortable Memory Foam, fashionable sneakers, sandals, Go Walk styles, school shoes, and kids' lighted shoes perfect for the first day of school. It's all happening at Skechers Superstore, just off 75 North in Park Lane.
Autoplex Mitsubishi Summer Season Pass Sales Event. Get 0 down, 0% and 0 payment until 2019. Only at Autoplex Mitsubishi. Hi, I'm Doug Baum, owner of Autoplex Mitsubishi. You owe it to yourself to come see America's most fuel-efficient SUV lineup. Check out the all-new Eclipse Cross with a 1.5 turbo, or the 7-passenger Outlander starting under $21,000. Or how about the 2018 Outlander Sport starting at $15,995? Only at our 2 great locations in Louisville or Hearst. Can you get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payment until 2019? Visit us at Autoplex.com.
Hi, Mike Fisher, the Fish here for 105.3 The Fan. And we at The Fan cover training camp like nobody covers training camp, just like DMS Roofing covers you and your family for all of your roofing needs. Thousands of referrals, unmatched customer service, and a lifetime workmanship warranty. 6 generations of this family, the Dyer family, in the business, and 3 of my houses that they've worked on for my family. DMSroofing.com, proud sponsor of 105.3 The Fan's training camp coverage and my coverage, exclusive.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard. This is Shan and RJ on 105.3 The Fan.
All right, we have a special new intro and everything. Happy training camp, Metroplex, Shan and RJ special Saturday edition. We got Roy White on the practice fields. It's Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, here on 105.3 The Fan. Got in yesterday, late last night, Chop?
We did. We got in earlier than expected, honestly, because we thought we were going to get in at 9 o'clock. We, in fact, get in around 8:30. So we actually got in a little bit earlier than we thought, but it was a good trip. It was the best plane we had ever been on.
Oh, I felt like I was back on Virgin Airlines.
I thought I was in the future. Okay, I thought I had gone to the future, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was an amazing. We had these great HD screens. We had this sort of bubbly roof. We had misters. We had fog smoke coming out. I thought I was at a club.
I know.
It was amazing.
Apparently, we have the
guy next to me had awful breath, though. Oh, horrible. Mothball breath.
Really?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. Fan cam is up and active. 1053thefan.com. Go to the website, 1053thefan.com/fancam. If you want to, 1053thefan.com. We'll get the address, right? TMP? Yeah. Engineers giving me the head signals right here. We're brought to you by Dulce Vita Tequila, Albertsons and Tom Thumb, Twin Peaks, DMS Roofing, and Omni Frisco. Here's what's going to happen today. We are going to be on for 3.5 hours. Okay. So back home 2 to 5:30. They just got through their walkthrough. Jason Garrett in about 15 minutes is going to have his press conference. And then it's going to be a circus. We're going to be pulling random media members here and there, random players. We already sat down, recorded an interview with Zeke Elliott where RJ was trying to simulate the practice poses that the Cowboys just went through. They're incorporating yoga out here, and you did a terrible job.
Oh, no, I was amazing.
You didn't even do the downward dog, the easiest one for him to get. We said, RJ, do 3 poses for Zeke. We have video of it that we're going to send out. And you look like a wounded bird out here.
Well, I am a wounded bird. I'm sweating right now because of it. And it was 35 minutes ago. No, look, downward dog's pretty easy. I didn't want to give him a gift. I didn't want to give him a gift. So I gave him ones that if you do yoga regularly, you would know. I don't do yoga regularly. I've done it like twice. It's horrible sometimes, but it's fun. That's also, but I gave him 3 poses. I thought he was going to get them. I don't think I did a very good job posing them.
That's what I was saying.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
That may have been the issue.
Major problem. So you will hear from Zeke later on, talking about Fortnite, talking, of course, about Dez Bryant, Sean Lee, Travis Frederick, Stephen Jones, all of it. And I guess maybe we should just get into it right now. Let's start off with it. We were just cross-talking about it, but yesterday, in case you missed it, Stephen Jones went on Sirius FM, and we will play you the original comments from Stephen Jones in this interview Listen closely if you think that he was criticizing Dez. Here we go.
Well, I just think it's, he's working on his game. I think he's worked on his accuracy. I think he's got to trust the system, which I think at times last year there was pressure with Dez in his ear, to some degree, Jason in his ears. Those great players want balls. And I think if he can get back to what we did the year before, where we run the football consistently with Zeke and that great offensive line we have, and let him really trust the system, work through his reads, which I think he'll do, then I think not that he didn't play good last year, but I think he'll have the type of year he had the year before, if not better. And I just think if he'll step up and really trust and have the patience to work through those things, and then as he's really been good at his whole career, whether it's Mississippi State or us, is protect the football. I mean, let's don't beat ourselves.
Sirius XM decided to take a quote from Stephen Jones and omit a few things, not give proper context to it. Basically, the part that Dez Bryant read, and maybe he did listen to it, I'm guessing he did not, but the part that set Dez off, Dak's got to trust the system, which at times last year, there was pressure with Dez in his ear. To some degree, Jason in his ear, those great players want balls. But it was put out there with Dez in his ear, and then Dez went on a rampage.
Yeah, now, I mean, like, the context was completely thrown off. I mean, like, they could argue, well, there was nothing technically inaccurate. It was like that sort of disinformation that they're giving out.
Yeah.
Where you tell part of the story, you don't tell the entire story.
Yes.
It was a weird spot. And then, Dez had kept his mouth quiet for a lot longer than I expected him to. I figured he would have gone off several months ago.
Yes.
And spilled his, especially after he hadn't been signed early on, like he would have at least had a night where he had decided, I've had enough. Enough is enough. And let's just go ham here. And he hadn't done that yet. And he did yesterday, man. He just eviscerated everyone.
Everybody.
There was a blowtorch. That bridge had been burned.
Yes. Here's Dez Bryant on Twitter. Here we go with that scapegoat S. I charged everything to the game and went the other way. Y'all know what the real problem is. Don't put it on me with that BS. And he's spelling out all the curse words. Garbage ass play calling. Everybody lining up in the same spot for 17 weeks. And then someone wrote back to him on Twitter, and he was answering everybody, media members and everyone. Stephen Jones is clueless, blah, blah, blah. He wrote back, Stephen's not clueless. Jerry was the only one who was clueless. S was a plan to get me out. Ask Travis, that's Frederick, and my brother Snake Lee. I mean Sean Lee. Wow. This is going on during Cowboys practice out here in Oxnard. So what's going to happen? Everyone is going to go right to Travis Frederick. Everyone's going to go right to Sean Lee. This is the audio of Sean Lee's response out here after Dez went crazy on social media.
First thing, to say that I can get anybody off the team and having input on the roster is absurd. Second thing, I love Dez and I want the best for him. To be honest, we did butt heads because I wanted Dez to be more accountable to this team and his teammates. And to be honest with you, a lot of the team felt that way. I think he needs to look at himself and hold himself accountable.
Woo!
Ooh, dog.
I was told behind the scenes Sean Lee was furious. He was ticked off. Dez said, yeah, Sean Lee's supposed to be my brother. We laughed, talked about goals. He sat right across me in the locker room. Never thought we had a problem. I got cut. He was the first to know. I also found out he was behind it. That was Dez towards Lee, RJ.
Well, if Sean Lee's upset, he could be upset all he wants. He could be upset with himself too. Be upset with himself if he was the
Sean Lee conducts himself as a professional.
He does, sure he does, unless he's trying to get people cut.
Well, this whole discussion, Mike Fisher is going to agree with you as well that players should not be asked.
They shouldn't.
I disagree. I disagree. Wrong. You ask the special people in your company.
You don't ask them for yes or no.
Yeah, you ask input.
You ask them, what is your experience with the player that we are discussing letting go of, because we need a fuller picture about what all he does within the team. And if Sean Lee, all he did was tell them what he said there. Dez and I have butted heads before. I've tried to have conversations with him about being a better leader. He has not responded the way that I thought he would.
That's it.
And that's all he gave to the Cowboys. That's not on Sean Lee for cutting him.
It's on the Cowboys for asking.
No, but
they shouldn't ask. It's first of all, it's not his business to know what their plans are in free agency. It's not his business.
I disagree.
When you have a major decision to make, in my opinion, 5 heads are better than 1. So
they've got 5. They got Will McClay. They got Steven Jones.
And those guys in the locker room and aren't these guys in the locker room?
No. But they're in the team meeting.
Why is Magic Johnson asking LeBron James? There's 2 reasons. We all know the first. Why is Magic Johnson asking LeBron James about personnel input?
Well, he asked him about personnel input to get him there.
That's number 1.
Number 2 is he has no other reason to ask about personnel.
Number 2 is LeBron plays against the guys. LeBron's on the floor. LeBron has a different viewpoint that you can ask about. You can choose whether to take it into account or not, but you ask about it. You gather the information. That to me is what intelligent decisions are based off of. You gather all the information. You pick and choose what you want to use to incorporate into your final decision.
It's a conflict of interest. Now, if you ask Sean Lee about players on other teams, I think it's a different story. When you ask about players in that room,
what's the difference? What's the difference if they say, "Hey, we're thinking about getting a strong side linebacker to play next to you. What have you heard about him? What's his reputation? What type of guy?"
I'm not talking about bringing him in. I'm just talking about like if they're asking him his thoughts on other players and how they play when it's in reference to game planning and stuff like that. You know, when you're getting ready to play them, but it becomes a conflict of interest because every single guy in there, you know, he may not like him personally. That's a conflict of interest. He may be on that position. Like,
don't think Sean Lee has a different insight than Will McClay? A different insight that has value.
I do. I still think it's wrong to ask.
Okay. Here's what we need to do. We're going to get ready for the Jason Garrett press conference. We got how many hours? 3.5?
Yep.
We got 3.5 hours.
5:30.
Let's get some Dulce Vita out here. Tim Collins, what time you gotta go to the airport?
I like the sound of that.
Let's find out when our boss has to head to the airport, crank out the Dulce Vita, and then really get things fired up. But Jason Garrett is about to speak out here. Let's see if he's asked about all the controversy. Stuff blew up yesterday, and we are all over it. Shan, RJ, and Roy, special Saturday edition of the morning show, Saturday afternoon in Oxnard, right here on The Fan.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. AA Best Bail Bonds presents radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hey, it's Gavin Spittle once again, program director of 105.3 The Fan. Thank you guys for making us your turn it on, leave it on station. You can always email me your feedback or questions, gavin.spittle@entercom.com. That's what Jamal did, and he asks, how can I come watch a show? Great question. Super easy, Jamal. All you have to do is email me at gavin.spittle@entercom.com. We'll find a date and time that works. That's for any of you. Austin in Weatherford asks, is high-low on Shan and RJ really that competitive? Oh, boy. Actually, even more than you would think. RJ is the worst winner to be around, and Shan and Roy are crushed if he wins. So super serious. And for those of you that haven't checked out High Low, it happens every Thursday morning at 7:40 right here on The Fan. Great questions, guys. Keep them rolling in. From all of us at The Fan, thanks for being a part of our dysfunctional treehouse, and thanks for making us your turn it on, leave it on station.
It's summertime, and Fuzzy's Taco Shop wants to take you on a Baja Tastecation. Try the new seasoned and grilled mango mahi taco with a Baja shrimp bowl overflowing with your favorite fresh ingredients. Come dine on our patio. Your tastecation starts with Fuzzy.
Hey, it's KT, and I know it's tough to be active and do the things you love if you're not getting quality sleep. I know this because I was settling for bad sleep on my old pillow, but not anymore. Now with my pillow, I get that deep, feeling refreshed the next morning sleep that I need. I couldn't do the things that I need to do unless I get the kind of sleep that my pillow gives me. And I want you to enjoy it too. Now for the summer, my pillow has brought back their buy one My Pillow and get one absolutely free offer. Just go to mypillow.com and make sure to use my promo code KRLD. Get one for you and one for your wife, husband, neighbor, the mailman. Who cares? MyPillow is 100% machine washable and dryable. It comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of MyPillow's very best offer. Go to mypillow.com, click on the buy one, get one free special, and use the promo code KRLD. Or give them a call, 800-305-9632, 800-305-9632. You can also use my promo code KRLD to get up to 50% off all the items on the MyPillow website. The promo code is KRLD at mypillow.com.
The Rangers trying to knock off the Astros again tonight at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Hi, everybody. This is Eric Nadel with Matt Hicks and Jared Sandler. Our broadcast begins at 5:30 on 105.3 The Fan.
Guys, Mike Bassick here. It's summertime, and you've got a decision to make. Keep feeling the same lack of energy, bedroom trouble, or stop suffering and call Men's T Clinic. They've been helping me for years, and treatment is covered by most insurance. You'll sit down with a medical professional who will help come up with a plan for you. With 3 locations conveniently located across the Metroplex, there's no excuse. Get to Men's T Clinic and get your numbers checked today. Call 1-800-246-LOW-T. Get back to being you.
Men's T Clinic, 1-800-246-OT.
Men'sTClinic.com.
This segment of Shan and RJ is brought to you by 1-800-Lawyers. If credit card companies are blowing up your phone, then do what more fan listeners do. Make the free call to Mark Rubin at 1-800-Lawyers. Mark can fix it. He'll stop all the harassing collection calls and all the stress. For 24 years, he's been Dallas-Fort Worth's go-to guy. Get your credit under control with Mark Rubin at 1-800-Lawyers and Rubin & Associates.
It's a special Saturday edition of Shan and RJ out at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California. Brought to you, of course, by Dulce Vita Tequila, Omni Frisco, DMS Roofing, Twin Peaks, and Albertsons and Tom Thumb. We are being told that you can watch us, if you want to see the beauty, by going to YouTube Live.
Oh, baby.
And just searching 105.3 The Fan. Roy's getting the link. If you want to go to RW3, we'll retweet on the fan account. We'll put up on Facebook. And, of course, the Facebook Live photo of the Dulce Vita house has already been put out. Jason Garrett is about to speak live here at the press conference following the circus and the chaos of yesterday. We're on for 3.5 hours. But YouTube Live, search 105.3 The Fan for the camera.
You know, Sean has got a good position with the camera because his back is to it.
Yeah.
I am
I
dead
like hearing my mom
middle.
criticize me. Hey, you give me a haircut before you go?
Yeah.
Is that what you choose to wear? Why don't you shave? Are you just going to keep shaking your leg up and down the entire time? Or you can put your feet up? Is that a professional way to be doing things out with America's team? I don't hear all that mess.
Every nose pick and crotch grab of myself is going to adjustment being made is going to be on YouTube and TV today.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, I had to just embrace. I had to be like Sandler and do the whole show with my hand down my pants.
Like who?
Sandler. That's what he does in spring training. Remember, he just lays on the couch with his hand in his.
Yeah, that's how he fell asleep.
That's how he fell asleep that one time. We tweeted that photo out.
Yes. So Jason,
good position.
That is good position.
Jason Garrett is about to speak out here. Props to Tim Collins. Our boss got us. I didn't think the first beach house we got could ever be matched. Whew. We got a tight race.
Man, we have a very tight race. It is an amazing spot.
3 stories.
3 stories.
On the beach.
Almost all windows right there. It's not on the sand. It's 30 feet away from the sand.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Choppy has his own. What is that room? You got a side room?
I have an ensuite. Yep, I have an ensuite room.
Yeah.
I've got
2 couches in there, a fireplace.
Yeah. A sink.
It's like a side living room, a sink.
There's a sink in there. TV, 2 TVs down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roy and I are bunking together.
I was such a loser last night. I watched the Senior British Open in bed.
Why did you leave us at 10 p.m.?
He's got a television in his room.
No.
That's a game changer.
But we're not in the room.
No, I went downstairs and I saw the TV. I was like, ooh, let's just see what's going on. Just because I don't have a TV in my room at home. So I wanted to, I just fall asleep with the TV on.
How'd you like it?
I love TV.
I hated it. I hated it.
Have to have the TV in the room.
Hate it. Love it. Love it.
Well, it's a bad sleeping practice. Make no mistake about it. I wish I didn't have to have the TV on when I went to sleep, but I can't close my eyes. My mind is racing. I'm just thinking about the show all the time.
But I did watch it. I did watch a little, about maybe 10 minutes of the Senior British Open, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, we were up. We tried to put Tim Collins, movie insider, in charge of the remote control. And really, the conversation took over. The conversation carried it. Dulce Vita Tequila. Ted Nichols Payne got the number 1 room, got the best room.
Yeah.
And while he's not here,
deservedly so.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Mike Fisher is already butthurt.
Yeah,
because Fish thinks that even though he and Ted Nichols Payne, our engineer, who gets us on air and spends the exact amount of time out here as Fish does, Fish thinks he's entitled to the big dog room, and Ted never asked for it. He's a saint, and Ted got it, and it's immaculate. It's got an amazing view, and Mike is not happy. He's not happy whatsoever.
He's not happy. He's trying to pull some kind of a rank. I don't know what kind of rank you'd have.
Yeah,
Ted's been here longer
because he's old. Because he's the oldest man in the building.
Is he older than Ted?
Can't be.
He looks
Ted's close to 80.
He looks it.
Who you think Fish looks older than Ted?
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Fish is older than Ted.
Yeah, he definitely looks older.
Exclusive report. He is.
Yeah, Fish has got that AARP look to him.
Yeah, but Ted wakes up just as much. Ted is out here all the time.
Ted's look isn't exactly youthful, but he's got a youthful exuberance.
No, Ted looks like an idiot.
Yeah, he's got a youthful exuberance. He's got a youthful.
There's nothing youthful looking about him. He looks like a dummy, and he's going to cut his hair. But he deserves the big dog room once in a while.
He does.
He does. Fish is stewing.
And
you've seen a salty Fish, as Roy said. He's salty. You can see it on our fan Facebook page. He's a cured.
fried.
He's a cured fish. Is it cured salt?
Salted.
He's very cured.
Salted.
Yeah.
Now but my room is wonderful, and I thank you guys. There was usually it's just like we all do whatever.
It's awkwardness walking in, but I made the decision. I was like, I'll go and I'll bunk with Roy. I'll room with Roy.
I bunked with Roy last year. I don't remember your setup last year. I remember I bunked with Roy.
I was in the master room for like 2 days. Fish threw a hissy fit about that. I had to move out. So I had to roll up out of the master bedroom. Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. But I was in contract negotiations. When I'm in contract negotiations, they give me the nice room. When I'm locked in, they put me on the couch. That's how it works.
That's fair.
No,
I guess that's the way. No, that's fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's a fair statement on your part.
It's a fair statement.
Fair statement.
Well, but the house is fantastic. We
It
have
is.
25, 30 bottles of tequila. Already people are inviting themselves over. I mean, already 3 people have come up to me, including the play-by-play voice of America's team.
Of when's
the dinner? When are you cooking for us? Yeah. When can we come over? Brad Shan, Mickey Spagnuolo. I mean, they're all just inviting themselves.
Yeah. Gee, Brad, we'll invite you over. Probably should take you more than 30 seconds on your time that you have.
You got to keep that's way too inside.
Not inside anymore. We've talked about it so much.
Yeah.
Brad thinks it takes 4 hours to get to London.
It's way too inside. So Brad
From DFW.
Brad has invited himself. Mickey has invited himself. So it'll be a full house, no doubt about it. So Jason Garrett is going to be coming up here and speaking at the press conference. Who else do we have out here media-wise? I see Brian Broaddus. I see, Babe Laufenberg.
Yeah.
Laufenberg going with the regular standard cap, though.
We got 2 Joe Trahans out here.
2. We got PR Joe Trahan. We have WFAA Joe Trahan. Where's Hanson? Does Dale even have to show up to talk about things anymore?
On a weekend?
Yeah. Dale just flies in on his helicopter.
Dale Hanson's going to come out here with his Hawaiian shirt, and we're going to sit him down for 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
He's always one of my very favorite. Getting the drinking stories, getting the Jerry stories from Dale. And here's the best thing about Dale.
And they never run out.
And you can say what you want about Dale. I know Dale's very polarizing, okay? But he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
You think Dez doesn't care about burning bridge, blowtorch? Dale will put everybody on blast.
Dale swims over every river now.
Yeah.
He's forced to swim over all the rivers.
Dale just thrilled to be interviewed, I think. And he's loving it. He's just sit down to ask me whatever, and he will answer it.
We'll go.
No doubt about it. Okay. We got into a little bit of the Cowboys. What's the latest Ranger trade stuff real quick before Jay Jeezy so we can balance this out? Joey Gallo rumors?
Well, there was Joey Gallo rumors that we saw yesterday. That was
Rangers won a beatdown yesterday, by the way, over the Astros.
Yeah. And
wait. I turned it off early. Did the Astros come back?
No. the Rangers did wind up winning.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
But the latest was posted 2 hours ago on MLB Trade Rumors website, and they do a fantastic job.
Yes.
But multiple teams have inquired about Gallo, including the Indians and the Phillies, and they are the most aggressive to do so far. Interesting thing about Joey is, he has there's an interesting stat. It's called WRC plus. Now Roy knows what that is. It's about your runs created.
Weighted runs created is what that stands for.
He's got more this year than Adrian Beltre. Now, granted, Beltre missed some time, but almost the same as Nomar Mazara. And his home run total is just high enough to where he actually, and it may weight home runs obviously a little bit more than normal, but there is cause and thought that he actually is more valuable than his numbers show. He's not.
I disagree with that somewhat. I mean, he is because of the potential. If you can ever unlock the potential of a 260 hitter that also hits 40 home runs guaranteed with a 190 average
at the age of 24.
At the age of 24, then you can kind of make the case that if he ever hit 260, you're looking at a potential 50 home run hitter with 30 some odd, doubles and a dozen
defensive
or so triples too.
versatility, can steal bases.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Here's what the write-up says about him. He's got a 1.3 WAR, which is league average in terms of position player value. He's still young. They are torn in this regard. He is the club's best chance to reap a significant prospect in return. Meanwhile, though, it might not be the right time to deal him as his value is depressed compared to last year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the conundrum that they're in.
Where do you stand on it in terms of giving him up, getting back what you can, or why not let him get better? He's going to hit these amount of home runs no matter what.
I think the home runs at this point in time have been determined are a guarantee for Joey Gallo. If he's going to stay in your major league lineup for 162 games, he's going to hit you 40 home runs if he stays healthy. That's a guarantee.
And I worry, I don't want to lose sleep at night giving him up and having the average improve 20, 25, 30 points, which could happen. He's got
he's not
double-digit amount of years left in his career.
Two things could happen. One, he's not Cole Hamels, so like he could go to another team and they could like help him and fix him. Okay. The other thing is, if they were to ever alter the shift rules, Joey Gallo becomes a very
all-star. Potentially.
He ain't gonna be an all-star.
Is he being robbed?
I mean, you said he would be batting about 250.
240. He ain't making the all-star team at 2. I mean, he'd make the all-star team
and he
as
hit
the
35
with
30 home runs at the break,
or he'd make the all-star team as the only representative from the Rangers if they needed to have a rep.
Right.
But other than that, like he's not getting voted in as a left fielder at 240.
So we are all in agreement of wait. Don't sit there and ship Joey out, and we're doing it because of potential.
You'd have to give me a top 30 baseball prospect for him.
I mean, the weight you have on a guy like Joey is you say to yourself, where can it go from here? Can it go up? Can it go down? The places that it can go down for Joey Gallo, really the only thing I can see from it going down from a value standpoint from here is if either A, he falls off a cliff with being able to hit home runs, which I don't think he's going to do, or B, he gets older. 2 years from now, Joey Gallo at this current standing doesn't look as attractive as Joey Gallo does right now in 2018. But I would side with Sean, the higher probability being that he can do something a little bit more to raise his value. And the other factor is we're seeing an offseason where players are really being traded at the trade deadline at an all-time low value.
Buyer's market.
At least from what it seems like. So that's another factor that all those factors that I would play into saying keep Joey Gallo, don't make a move with him just yet.
Definitely a buyer's market. There's no doubt about it. What they've got going on in Major League Baseball is one of the bigger buyer's markets we've ever seen. I mean, it really is. We have not seen a market this bad, I don't think, in a long time.
All right, let's take a quick break, and then we expect to have Jason Garrett at the podium, and then we'll see if they recap the circus that played out yesterday here at Cowboys camp. From Oxnard, Shan and RJ on the Fan.
Hey, early risers. Chick-fil-A has your mornings covered. During the month of July, log in or download the Chick-fil-A One app and redeem your free 4-count chicken minis at any participating Dallas-Fort Worth area location. Only one order per person while supplies last. Breakfast served until 10:30 a.m.
Hey, it's KT, and I know it's tough to be active and do the things you love if you're not getting quality sleep. I know this because I was settling for bad sleep on my old pillow, but not anymore. Now with my pillow, I get that deep, feeling refreshed the next morning sleep that I need. I couldn't do the things that I need to do unless I get the kind of sleep that my pillow gives me. And I want you to enjoy it too. Now for the summer, my pillow has brought back their buy one my pillow and get one absolutely free offer. Just go to mypillow.com and make sure to use my promo code KRLD. Get one for you and one for your wife, husband, neighbor, the mailman. Who cares? MyPillow is 100% machine washable and dryable. It comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of MyPillow's very best offer. Go to mypillow.com, click on the buy one, get one free special, and use the promo code KRLD. Or give them a call, 800-305-9632, 800-305-9632. You can also use my promo code KRLD to get up to 50% off all the items on the MyPillow website. The promo code is KRLD at mypillow.com.
We're here from 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Well, we've definitely 1-800-GOT-SOME-JUNK.
See all that stuff in the yard?
Yes, sir.
We're moving, and that's just part of the stuff we're not taking.
Would you do something for me, ma'am?
Like what?
Would you wave your arm across the yard?
Like this?
Wow, how did...
That was fun.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Join Skechers this weekend for the grand opening celebration of their 18,000 square foot superstore at Caruth Plaza, just off 75 North in Park Lane. Skechers will have tons of giveaways, games, and entertainment all weekend long. Plus, get a head start on your back-to-school shopping with thousands of styles for the entire family. Choose from Skechers comfortable memory foam, fashionable sneakers, sandals, go-walk styles, school shoes, and kids' lighted shoes perfect for the first day of school. It's all happening at Skechers Superstore, just off 75 North in Park Lane.
Hi, Mike Fisher, the Fish here for 105.3 The Fan. And we at The Fan cover training camp like nobody covers training camp, just like DMS Roofing covers you and your family for all of your roofing needs. Thousands of referrals, unmatched customer service, and a lifetime workmanship warranty. 6 generations of this family, the Dyer family, in the business, and 3 of my houses that they've worked on for my family. DMSroofing.com, proud sponsor of 105.3 The Fan's training camp coverage and my coverage, exclusive.
Cowboys camp is underway, and you can count on your home of the Cowboys to be there for you every single day. Plus, we'll bring you the uncomfortable stories that happen at our Dulce Vita Tequila Beach House. Camp coverage is brought to you by DMS Roofing, Albertsons Tom Thumb, and Twin Peaks on your Turn It On, Leave It On Cowboys station, 105.3 The Fan.
Gavin Dawson here from the G-Bag Nation, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays on 105.3 The Fan, 105.3thefan.com, and whatever streaming app you happen to be listening to this on. Thank you so much for making the G-Bag Nation part of your day. Every day at 10 a.m., we recap the top sports stories of the day. At 11 o'clock, we go around the NFL, the best stories from the world of pro football. Sometimes the NFL draft and college football can sneak in there. Maybe 60 seconds on soccer. We do that from time to time. Soccer fans, we got your back in the G-Bag Nation. And of course, home of the Rangers, Baseball Nuggets with Mike Bassick. One of the most entertaining segments of the entire broadcast day in DFW radio is Jeffrey Time. We have your birthday power rankings. Get them in on time now. The G-Bag of the day at 2:20. The best audio from the world of sports, pop culture, talk radio, and or the internet. We play them all, then we vote, sometimes with some help from you with a Twitter poll. Again, thank you so much for listening to 105.3 The Fan, the G-Bag Nation, 10 to 3 weekdays. Salute.
It's Shan, RJ, and Roy with a special Saturday edition of the morning show. Why? Because we are in Oxnard, California, the site of Cowboys training camp on your home of America's team, brought to you by Dulce Vita Tequila, Twin Peaks, DMS Roofing, Albertsons, and Tom Thumb, along with Omni Frisco. Jason Garrett, about, 15 feet away from us, getting ready for his daily press conference. They had their walkthrough today, and then for the first time this afternoon, they're putting on the pads.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
You don't get to hear the same bone-crushing hit that you used to. You don't get to hear those anymore. But it's still good to see them in pads because they're not in pads all that often. I mean, once the training camp is over, they're in pads a dozen times the rest of the year. I mean, outside the games, they're not in pads during the week.
Let's go around the room and name who you're like. We're going to go out here for the afternoon practice and who you're looking at first. Like, you're going to be most intrigued for blank, most intrigued for what individual. Roy, yesterday, while we were getting the rental car, is talking me into Michael Gallup taking someone's starting spot. So let's start off there with Michael Gallup.
I mean, I believe it, and I think the tea leaves are all there.
What does that mean
for it to take place? You're reading the tea leaves. You're sort of predicting the future.
I know what it means.
You can see all the signs.
But why tea leaves? Why do tea leaves get that moniker?
So it was like an old school Like,
I'm going to look this up, make sure. I'm going to fact check.
What's the word?
Yeah, did Lipton have
kind of like a holistic person would, they'd crush the tea leaves into the water, and then it would take shape and show you what your future will look like, right?
Some Ouija board mess.
Yeah, so you're reading the tea leaves there. And in regards to Michael Gallo, I mean, there's several things. Number one, look at who he's up against. I mean, he is the best wide receiver from this class. He's arguably a top 3 wide receiver from the group. He could have been a first-round talent, and he wound up going in the 3rd round. From a talent standpoint, we don't have anybody that jumps off the page. Terrence, Cole, Deontay, none of them. So from that standpoint, Michael will have a great opportunity, and I think he's going to ultimately win a starting job.
Here's Jason Garrett saying what's up to us, taking his spot at the podium for his press conference. Press conference right here on your home of America's team. When we come back, let's start the circus with the different media members, including our very own Jane Slater. She has been talking to Dez Bryant, and there's another team that's possibly interested besides the Cleveland Browns. We're live from Oxnard. Back right after this.
The only way you can take the fan with you is the radio.com app. Proudly presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hi, I'm Doug Baum, owner of Autoplex Mitsubishi. They're in the Mitsubishi Summer Season Pass sales event. Get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2019. Only at Autoplex Mitsubishi, America's most fuel-efficient SUV lineup. Check out the all-new 2018 Eclipse Cross with a 1.5-liter turbo, or the 7-passenger 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander. Only at our 2 Autoplex Mitsubishi locations in Louisville and Hurst. Can you get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2019? Visit us at Autoplex.com. We'll make you a believer. See Dallas Morning News for details.
Jeff Kavanaugh here for My Computer Career. Is your job sucking the life out of you? Wake up. You can do something else. Information technology. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a math and science guy or gal. No problem. No excuses. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
All right, don't change the channel today because we don't have very many commercials. That means more of us fools live from Cowboys training camp. We may have to keep our voices down because the Jason Garrett post press conference is taking place about 4 feet away from us as he's talking to all the media members. He just got done with the official one. Sean Sharif, RJ Choppy, Roy White, and sitting down with this former Cowboys offensive lineman, or what's left of him.
What's left of him?
Cory Proctor.
I look good, right?
What are you doing?
Come on, man.
Coke, meth?
Too good.
Wow.
Too good. Yeah.
Come on.
You guys want some Coke? No way, man.
What's the workout? Because all you offensive linemen, we've seen it
pounds like crazy.
dropping pounds like crazy.
You and Alan Faneca.
What's the workout schedule? What are you doing? Pilates?
I do some cross fitness.
Chop.
Do some of
Chop
that.
will love that.
I keep telling him it's
Love that
terrible.
stuff.
No. The workout that Corey gave me in his garage was amazing. The workout at a CrossFit gym is just, that's the worst, man.
It's because you got to know what you're doing a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. And you got to sweat, and I don't sweat.
Why don't you
Sweat.
Why don't you put him through one of your workouts?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll be on the road, Corey.
Are you doing Pilates?
He calls it East Coast workout.
Oh my God.
I don't sweat. I do a lot of, I isolate biceps for 90 minutes. And then
I saw a couple guys. We're in Cali, you know that. So I saw some guys doing that just by injecting.
Yeah. So we'll be on the road, and he's like, I'm going to the gym, and he'll come back in like 25 minutes, and I'm like, are you gonna take a shower before you go nap? No shower. He's like, I didn't sweat. I'm like, what about the cardio? He's like, no, you don't do cardio. East Coast workout. Yeah, you do. New Jersey.
You do legs. You do legs. You do squats, deads. Well, real athletes do. And then you do a couple other things, and you're done. You don't have to be in there all day.
That's all you do. You got to get a sweat though. No. I got to sweat like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You know. I'm in the hotel gym this morning working out, and all the cheerleaders, as we're all saying over there.
Oh, that must suck.
So they're just drooling over me the whole time. I'm like, ladies, stand back, please. I'm trying to get some work done.
What are you doing out here?
I'm out here. I'm helping the camp, Dallas Cowboys Camp Academy.
Okay.
So a bunch of kids are over here. We're doing taking them through some combine drills and helping the Boys and Curls Club are out there raising some money for them. So
nice.
Some philanthropical. Is that a word?
Philanthropical.
I feel like that should be like a Hawaiian term or something.
I was doubting that you were going to be able to execute that. I heard the first attempt and I was like, no, saved it. That's not going to happen. He saved it. All right, I want to ask you an internal team question. Choppy and I are fighting about Dez versus Sean Lee, Travis Frederick. And he thinks it's not cool that the front office and the higher ups ask Sean Lee their opinion of a player, or ask Jason Witten, or that players are asked in general. I say you ask the leaders of your team, those that are, your best players and your best role models. You take their input and then you use that to factor into a decision.
Right.
Where do you stand?
I think it's fine. You have to have guys. You're talking about any organization right now. If I value you as an employee or as a person of my family, I'm going to go to you and engage you somehow. Okay. It doesn't mean I have to use that opinion, But if you're a person of influence within my ball club, I need to honor that. Right. So
who would have been the guys on y'all's teams?
On our teams, I mean, obviously Romo, Witten back then. I mean, we had different guys on the line like Colombo and Leonard Davis and Andre Gerard, and Marco Rivera was one of those guys before he retired. But those guys, those opinions are important, right? Because all of a sudden you don't value that, and you have something that's kind of causing some separation. That's going to continue to go south. And I will absolutely ask a coach will do that. Executives will do that. I'm going to ask this person's opinion and what they think. I'll take that, internalize it, and I'll make a decision how I think it should go.
Will other players have a problem if they know that you're one of the leaders being asked? Do you think, or they understand that's how it is? Like the lesser guy on the roster at the back end knows that Sean's asked about it, or Jason is asked about it. Does that become a problem at all?
It shouldn't be.
I agree.
It shouldn't be at all.
I agree.
You understand leadership.
Because you
so many wrong opinions going on.
No, because the leaders that you pick and that you put in that position are guys who you assume or that you put in that position because you believe they're not gonna let their personal feelings get in the way of what's best for the team, right? That's why you make the decision to give those guys leadership roles.
Right. Well, you look, all right, your large performers, those aren't always your natural leaders, but look at the guys who can naturally move a room. Okay. That's not always the guy who's put in charge.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. If I know you as a maybe even a garbage man, but you walk in and you can control a room all of a sudden, you have natural influence on what's going on. So if I'm going to ask you what you think of a situation, and if you can affect the rest of the team with a decision that's made, I'm going to count on you to do that.
Look, here's the main problem. I'm never the one they're asking. I'm always the one they're asking about.
Yes, that's the truth.
That's why I don't like it. Nobody ever asked my opinion on it.
If the boss had come to him one time and said, "What do you think about Roy? We're assessing things," all of a sudden he'd feel empowered in a leadership position.
I know,
but he's always
empowered. I'm always the one they're asking about. So what do you think about him? What's wrong with this guy?
Well, what do you think though? That solidifies your relationship with the company. That's what happens. Your boss.
I get that.
That engagement is what so many organizations are missing.
Absolutely.
Yes. What have you been eating lately? I respect your food game a lot. I really do.
You follow him on. He's a good follow.
I'm looking at it. No, he doesn't follow me, so I don't follow him.
I'm
very social media.
I just tagged you.
I'm looking at your meatloaf. I'm looking at all of it.
Well,
your loaf. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Oh. Okay, Roy went off on Guy Fieri the other day. Fieri is putting in a taco place at Texas Live in Arlington.
What?
Roy went off on Guy Fieri, who we've had on the show. I love a show.
Why would you go
Not
off
before
on?
he dips his fingers into every item that you might want to order.
That.
He thinks he's unsanitary.
That's why there's a splash guard.
Right? But he has no problem with it. He goes into every chef's restaurant, every chef's like kitchen, and he just sticks his entire hand into the vat of whatever they're making. That's the whole day's meal, maybe, that they're going to be serving to 100 people. Guys like, no problem. They won't care. Dip my finger in here. Ooh, that's tasty. Oh, that took me to Flavor Town. Well, thanks. You just took us to Guy Flavor Town for the rest of the day.
Are you cooking, grilling, smoking yourself? Anything?
Always. I love to cook. I love to smoke, man. Give me just like classic Texas brisket, pulled pork. Give me some ribs.
Yeah.
But man,
You're
cook
a big pork butt guy, aren't you?
Dude. Yes. I like pork butts, and
you're
I
a regular
lie.
butt guy, no matter what.
He wants that rump roast.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. What are you cooking on? What are you smoking?
I'll get a classic, just a stick
Smoker?
burner, stick burner, or you can't. That's where you get your absolute best product. Or I have a big green egg.
Okay.
I use that. That does really good.
You go 12, 13 hours with the brisket?
Oh, depending on how big the chunk of meat is, which mine are typically really huge.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I roll. Is it's like 18 to 20 hours.
Oh, 18 to 20 at what temperature? 225?
220, yeah.
Okay, that's a longer stall point. 220.
Yeah.
What wood? Post oak?
Post oak or pecan.
Okay.
All day.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cory Proctor. Why you hang out with this?
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Why you hang out
What are you
with
talking about?
Oh, my God.
He hangs out with me so we can properly influence that. He needs more barbecue in his life.
He told us.
He needs more exercise.
Give him your
I don't need more.
Give him your grill philosophy.
Grillophacy. I like to shove words together.
On temperature?
On smoking versus.
First of all, I don't use temperatures as a gamble. If I overcook it, if I undercook it, whatever, that's what it is.
He looks down upon you if you use the temperature.
Yeah, big time down upon you. Big time down upon you.
If you're going to spend 18, 20 hours, first off, he believes that 12, 13 hours, it's a waste of time.
Total waste of time.
Waste of time.
Yeah,
until you taste the product.
If I can't cook it in 6 minutes,
then you're just sitting in the frozen food section the whole time.
Corey, we both ate one of the best beef ribs. Beef rib is what you need to start cooking too. That I've ever had. He almost threw it in the garbage. He was disgusting.
I took like one bite and I was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
It has to be medium. Everything has to be medium rare for me to eat it. Even chicken, I like medium rare.
Best medium rare chicken I've ever had in my life.
Yes. No, the best story that Choppy's told about you lately was it him with the church story?
Oh my God!
The church story.
He conned me into going to this 3-hour church thing.
It went way long that night. It was not supposed to.
He
go
said
that
you
long.
knew it was.
I did not
because you know Choppy needs God and church in his life, and he was sitting there and he was telling us a story. He couldn't get out. He tried to sneak out,
trying to get out of this thing. And
we were
an
way
hour.
long.
We were an hour in, and they hadn't even finished the music version yet. I was like, "What is?"
Well,
going on?
this wasn't a traditional service. It was like the end of a 3-day beginning of the year. We called it Prepare.
Yeah.
A Milestone Church over there in Keller. I go to, but invited him the third night. It goes way extra long. And we just got done fasting, so I couldn't wait to go eat. And I'm like, just give me the food. And the place was closing. We had to get Chop out of here because he had to wake up at 8 a.m. to come work. And
I hate you.
He's like, I need to study. I'm like, study? Come on, man. But yeah, it went way, way long.
What else you got going on? Anything you need to push out there, the social media? You don't follow me on anything you want?
Come follow. Something wild's gone on in my life is speaking engagements. Just started falling for some reason. And I credit my faith a lot of it, but
you're looking at me with that.
It's because that's something you need to get is faith. Man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to put some Jesus in your life.
Put it in it.
Put some
Jesus in his life.
Like June bug. You ever seen a June bug in July? Come on, that's proof Jesus exists, man.
July. Please, Corey, get him there, man.
Come on, man.
See if you can get this evil.
At what point do you realize that what you've put into this is a sunken cost?
Yeah.
It's an investment, brother. That's what it is.
That's
Thanks for sitting down with us, big man. Let's get some barbecue soon.
Heck yeah.
Corey Proctor, right here, former Cowboys offensive lineman. When we come back, Jane Slater. Next.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. AA Best Bail Bonds presents radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hi, I'm Doug Baum, owner of Autoplex Mitsubishi. They're in the Mitsubishi Summer Season Pass sales event. Get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2019. Only at Autoplex Mitsubishi, America's most fuel-efficient SUV lineup. Check out the all-new 2018 Eclipse Cross with a 1.5-liter turbo or the 7-passenger 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander. Only at our 2 Autoplex Mitsubishi locations in Louisville and Hearst. Can you get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments till 2019? Visit us at Autoplex.com. We'll make you a believer. See Dallas Morning News for details.
Jeff Kavanaugh here for My Computer Career. Is your job sucking the life out of you? Wake up. You can do something else. Information technology. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a math and science guy or gal. No problem. No excuses. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
This is the exclusive home of your Rangers, 105.3 The Fan, KRLD FM HD1, Dallas Fort Worth.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard. This is Shan and RJ on 105.3 The Fan.
All right, sitting down with us. The only time we get asked about the fan cam, hey, who's the blonde on the fan cam? Who is that on the fan cam? That would be NFL Network's very own Dallas Cowboy, and I guess all of the NFL insider, Jane Slater, with Shan and RJ, special Saturday edition of Cowboys Camp from Oxnard, brought to you by Dulce Vita Tequila, Albertsons and Tom Thumb, Twin Peaks, DMS Roofing, and Omni Frisco. Jane just waved to you on the fan cam, 1053thefan.com/fan cam. Did you move out here?
I wish.
How long
I'm
you
working on it.
How long you been out here?
I got out here last week to let me do some studio work, which was fun. So yeah, just been enjoying the beach, and I enjoy getting out in the water, but apparently the swells have been ridiculous. So most of my guy friends and girlfriends are out there at 6 o'clock in the morning surfing, and then get done with work and they're back out there. What a life, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You're gonna take over the Rams beat? Just move out here?
We've got so many reporters on the West Coast, so it's a challenge, guys.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here waiting whenever they're ready for me to make the move.
Well, yesterday was an interesting day.
Indeed.
Take us through it for you.
Well, yeah.
Are you bored with this job by now?
No, I mean you can't be
Uh.
you can't get bored. It's like the golden handcuffs is how I explain it to people. It's yes, it becomes monotonous in the sense that it's the players so well, which is great, and you cover sort of the same storylines every year. But if you went somewhere else, you wouldn't have the excitement or the intrigue. I mean, we call this the glamour beat because there is so much associated with it. But yeah, so we're all on our phones yesterday, and of course, I'm seeing Dez come out swinging against Stephen Jones. And I do think it was unfortunate the way that the way they posed it. Now,
the poster got fired.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Well, it created a volatile situation. But I will say this. I do believe even if they had included Jason, Dez probably would have responded. I mean, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Dez would have responded. Dez says that he's unbothered, and I do believe that he is unbothered having talked to him. But when you've got your former employer telling you that there was a reason why perhaps they weren't doing as well as they should have, and they point the finger at you, you're going to be upset about that. I can understand why he might respond, and he was sitting on some of that frustration and that revenge mentality when we sat down at the end of the season. He had talked about wanting to play for another team in the NFC East and face the Cowboys, and there was this talk of wanting to dominate because he had heard from his own teammates that teammates worked against him. And of course, then if we talked to Travis Frederick and Sean Lee, and they both dispelled that myth. So, they'll work it out as men off to the side. I know that Jason Garrett and Dez talked things out after the interview. So I think it's a matter of time.
You talked to Dez yesterday?
I did.
What do you have to say?
Look, I think people see Dez responding and it looks like he is so triggered and he's got these Twitter fingers, but he really is just same old Dez. I mean, Dez is...
you don't change at 30.
Right. I mean, he's not sitting around anxious that he doesn't have a job. And as I've been reporting over the last couple of days, there is a team that is highly motivated to go and sign Dez, and it's not the Browns. They've been looking at tape for the last couple of days, and they are it's my understanding they're going to be reaching out over the weekend. So there are teams at play. There are teams weighing their rosters right now. I fielded calls from at least 3 teams this offseason, GMs just asking me my thoughts, having covered this team. So that narrative out there to say, well, Dez is sitting there, on his couch tweeting and there's no teams interested is honestly not true, because I have talked to teams that are interested. I think teams are waiting to see where they're at on their roster. And of course, they've gotten through the first week, so they've gotten sort of a mini evaluation. I think they'll see how the preseason goes. But don't be surprised if you hear about Dez starting to take visits in the next week.
So you don't think yesterday's Twitter tirade will hurt his future employment?
I talked to the team that I know that's been interested in him, and they said it didn't faze him. They don't really care about that. For them, it's all about production. Here's the thing that's been tripping Dez up. It's the tape that he's put out. There are some inconsistencies with the tape, and that's the gist of it. And then, of course, there is this concern when we bring in an emotional player and we have, let's say, great locker room chemistry. Is that going to affect anyone's development, younger wide receivers behind him? So those are the sort of things that they're going to ask Dez when he bring him in. Now, here's another thing that I thought was kind of interesting. I've had at least 2 GMs ask me, how much money does he have saved? Would you ever think that a team is not necessarily going to sit down a player and ask you how much money you have saved? I guess that's a question.
What does that have to do with it?
It's a weird question.
I think they want to see what your motivation is. Is it money that motivates you, or is it something, or do you have enough money set aside that money is not the issue for you? It's about performance. I found that interesting. I didn't know if that was interesting to you guys.
It's very interesting.
That's not fair. I mean, what guy doesn't have money as a motivation to play? They all do, right? I mean, everyone's here. No one's playing this game for free.
For instance, Jane, be the GM. If I said, and I'll be you, I heard he's running low. I heard he doesn't have tons left in the bank.
I'd personally think you'd be hungrier to play, right?
Yeah. How would it negatively affect whether it was from the money or the ring?
I don't quite know, but that it literally popped up in 2 conversations, and that was the explanation.
What do you think is Jane Slater joining us NFL Network here at training camp? What do you think is on Dez's checklist for his next team?
I think a young quarterback doesn't make sense for him. I think this notion of him going to the Browns with Tyrod Taylor and Baker Mayfield, while I would love it, he had a young quarterback here. I think he needs a more seasoned vet. I think that he needs a coach that can handle Dez. I think he needs a coach that sets boundaries and expectations early and makes sure that he adheres to them. I think there were always boundaries and expectations here, but there's different rules for different players. You know how that is. It's in any business, it's like that.
Yeah.
And so I do think that he needs to go into an organization that has strong bones, a strong infrastructure, and someone that says you are valued and you respected, Dez, and we are contenders. but you're going to have to adhere to certain things that are within our organization, our philosophy, our core values of sorts. I think he's going to have to really step up and to Sean Lee's point, be accountable.
Did you have a problem with what Sean Lee said, or that Sean Lee was asked along with Travis Frederick or whoever else about Dez's status? Do you have a problem with that? You're in the locker room every day. You know how it works. Me, Fisher, and Choppy going to battle over this topic.
Here's the gray area, I think, on this. To what extent did the players have input? I think is the one thing in talking to players and talking to Dez, talking to players that aren't here. To what extent did they have input? Was it an informal meeting where it was like, look, guys, where are you guys at with Dez? Was it a situation like that? Was it here's where our heads are at? Do you guys think that we would be a viable team without him? I don't know to what extent their input is. I mean, just to be candid, we all worked at the Fan during some sort of rocky years. Yeah. Was our input asked about some of our former teammates? Not in terms of whether they should stay or should they go, but in informal meetings, we might ask, like, is this a good teammate?
And I want to apologize. And I want to apologize to you for what I told the bosses about you.
I always knew you were a snake. Sean, snake. I knew it.
All Sean's.
I knew it.
All Sean's are snakes.
So you're the reason I'm out the door. I knew it. I was trying to figure out who the spittle guys were this whole time, and it's you.
You should be thanking me. You're on TV now.
Spittle guys.
But I agree with you. You take your top people. Go ahead. What's your point on it, Chop?
It's just like, you can't, okay, so let's just say Sean Lee was asked, which he was, right, according to Dez, and that he gave the no, get this guy out of here, and they went with it. You can't have the impression, like, first of all, you can't have he's not paid to be a decision maker on personnel. He's paid to play linebacker.
Right,
and
but they do value him
healthy,
as a captain and a person that's in there that can evaluate the chemistry. Now, do I think it was right? No. But can I understand why they did it? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I understand why they do it. I just think it's like wrong. Like, he's not a decision maker.
Right. But I think in his mind, it would be the same as if my boss had come to you and Sean, we were close at the station. If my boss had come to you and said, Jane Slater, she got it. I mean, we're going to be better with or without her. And if you had said something to the effect of, you know what, get her out of here. Yeah. I hate her attitude. I don't think she contributes. Like, if you had said things along those lines.
Right.
I think that would have been hard for me. If I found out that I'm now unemployed, and not only that, I think people forget this was a team he grew up. This was his dream job for him as a player. This was his dream job to put on that jersey, to represent that star, and to be around these guys. Like, he literally doesn't do anything else but live and breathe football. He lives and breathes ESPN, NFL Network, because that's what he does. You don't see Dez out a lot in the streets hanging out. Yes. That's not what he does. He loves football. So you literally took the football away from him. And not only that, you took away this team that just meant everything to him. And I think that that's going to be hard for some people to work through it. I think a lot of people said, look, he's being coddled, he's being a baby, whatever. That's fine. But I can understand when you're already an emotional person and that was an emotional decision, how there would be an emotional fallout.
Jane Slater, NFL Network, Twin Peaks Hot Seat, Shan and RJ from Oxnard. If you had to handicap it as Vegas, would you put the odds more on Cleveland or your other team for him to go to?
Other team.
Other team? Okay.
Can you tell us if the other team is in the AFC or the NFC?
I cannot.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
What's your outlook on this team?
I think there's a lot of question marks on this team, but it's funny. I was asked in studio last week the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC East. And of course I said it's the Eagles themselves. The Eagles are poised, in my opinion, at this point. They added Haloti Ngata. They added Bennett. Their defense just got even better than it already was. Now you've got not one, but two viable quarterbacks. They've got an amazing run game with Jay Ajayi in that group. So look, they just added to what was already a good team. I think you've got a lot of question marks with the Redskins, with the Giants. Every time I hear a Saquon Barkley interview, I can't help but just like
this hype to him is through the
it's
roof.
Insane. The expectations are ridiculous, but when you hear him talk, you can understand why. He seems very, very focused. He seems like he is a day one impact player. When I talked to a lot of people leading up to the draft, I mean, the comparisons that they had for this guy were just out of. There was a love affair, a swoon fest with him. So And also, is Eli Manning personally motivated by getting taken off the field last year? Pat Shurmur, I'm hearing it is a better coach for them up there. So the Cowboys, to me, just have too many question marks. But I hate these questions just in general because there are so many injuries that can take place. There are so many things that can happen in the course of the season. Just look 2 seasons ago, Dak was 4th on this depth chart. Who would have thought they'd go 13-3 this year? So look, I don't know.
You and I been known maybe to peruse the nightlife scene, go out.
Indeed. I'm so proud of you too. You're stepping up your game in Uptown these days.
You
Sean.
like it? You're proud?
What, is
He's
he
so
going
bougie.
to? Is he?
Yeah.
Is he
he's like
going to
Nick
these
and
clubs
Sam. I mean,
with
he's
lists?
best friends with these guys now. Is it helping your Bumble life?
Oh, dirty.
Like, are you swiping right? Like, I mean, like we
Jane,
actually.
if you want
you
to
and
have
Jeff Kavanaugh have had the biggest transformation since I left that place. I mean, I don't even know you guys anymore.
which transformation you think is better?
Well, I like the bougie thing. So I love seeing the transformation, guys. I think Amanda's been great for Jeff.
Okay, I like it. Now, the lead up to the question was,
I digress.
I digress. Do you think this is a different Zeke with the quiet off season of Steven saying, haven't heard anything? Good quiet off season. We just talked to Zeke. He said it was a goal of his. You think this is a different, a little bit more mature, different Zeke?
Here's what I'll say about that. I think that he knows the extent that his owner put his reputation on the line defending him. And I think, as anyone would, when you have somebody step up the way that they did, I don't think you want to disappoint them. I would be shocked if Zeke found himself in one of those situations again. And I'm referring to the alleged fight at Clutch leading up to training camp. And, I think that he is smarter in the company that he keeps. I have noticed that, again, out here at practice, he really is sort of leading by example. And he is just, when you watch him go through these drills, he's
so much smoother
head and
than everybody
shoulders
else. Yeah.
above all the other guys. I mean, even Rod Smith, who I'm a big fan of, just there's such a drop off when you look at the other running backs. He is approaching it seems, a little bit more focused.
We're proud of you. You're crushing. Studio, traveling all over, covering different teams. What's next? Where are you going?
I'm going to New Orleans next week.
Okay.
Quarter mile at a time, Sean. That's what I'm focused on career-wise.
Well, you got to,
oh, guys. Oh, was that a Fast and the Furious reference?
Jeez. That's how it's got to work.
Freaking RJ and his favorite movie. Jane Slater getting it done right here. Twin Peaks Hot Seat. Love you. Thank you.
You too, guys.
Keep crushing. There it is. All right. When we come back, Mike Fisher's going to be sitting down. We got Brad Sham roaming around here. We got the Rangers. They called him back up. All of it. Saturday edition. Shan and RJ along with Roy on the Fan.
The only way you can take the Fan with you is the radio.com app. Proudly presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Chick-fil-A is here to make your morning a little easier by giving away a free 4-count of Chick-fil-A chicken minis through the Chick-fil-A One app. Just log in or download, redeem that free wake-up call, and show up at any participating Dallas-Fort Worth restaurant before 10:30 a.m. Limited to 1 order per person while supplies last.
Most sports are played outside, so they should be enjoyed outside too. That's why Buffalo Wild Wings offers the sports patio. Sure, you can stay indoors with air-conditioned comfort and human-friendly light, but few things beat natural light, a cold drink in your hand, a delicious wing in your mouth, and athletes entertaining you on television. So order up some cocktails or beers and some of our signature shareables. Then watch all the games on our sports patio. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Patio availability varies. Please drink responsibly.
At Progressive, we think your floral boutique is the bee's knees. In fact, it's all the bee's knees in every hive of bees in all the trees from here to Belize. Please. Everyone agrees. You deserve the expertise of Progressive Business Insurance, with over 40 years of experience helping busy bees and their knees glide with ease like a gentle breeze. So whether you're a worker bee, a queen, or none of these, buzz over to progressivecommercial.com if you please. Faster than a bee's knees as he pollinates the leaves of 3 trees. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates.
Hey guys, it's Gavin Spittle, Program Director of 105.3 The Fan. You can also call me the Hockey Hawk for short. Or in some cases with programming moves that are made, you might have some other choice nicknames. But seriously, I hate to even use the term listener. I like to refer to you as my teammate, especially if you're a turn it on, leave it on listener. All of us at The Fan, we're so grateful to you. We continue to grow, and that is such incentive for all of us at The Fan to hustle even more, to put on even better events, and to give you the best sports and entertainment experience when it comes to The Fan. And just like the Cowboys, the NFL, or the Rangers, you're a huge partner of ours. And on that note, if you ever have a question about The Fan, feel free to send me an email at gavin.spittle@entercom.com. Also a reminder, like our 1053 The Fan page on Facebook, so every time we do a bet payoff or the guys are out and about, you'll get a quick alert. You will also see hashtag TOLO on social media. That's short for turn it on, leave it on, which we truly appreciate. Extend your listening for 5 to 10 more minutes per day. Makes a huge difference. So thanks again, or as Shan and RJ like to say, you're appreciated.
Hey, Beninskin here for Barbecues Galore, and guess what? They're doing crazy things once again. Usually they offer up to 15% off Turbo Grill bundles, but starting today, they've raised the ante, and now Barbecues Galore is offering up to 20% off those bundles.
So here's how it works. If you buy a grill and a side burner, you normally would get 5% off. Now that same package is 10% off. Or if you buy a grill, doors, side burner, and a fridge, you get 20% off. Now go to a store near you and let them hook it up. Barbecues Galore, not just a barbecue aisle. It's a barbecue stove.
DFW Restaurant Week's 21st anniversary officially kicks off with Specialty Bites, Thursday, August 9th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Crockett Row at West 7th in Fort Worth. Enjoy music, cocktails, and tasty bites. For tickets and info, visit dfwrestaurantweek.com, benefiting the North Texas Food Bank and Lena Pope.
You know the dreaded feeling, realizing you need to start car shopping. Well, thanks to D&M Leasing, car shopping in the heat is now a thing of the past. With D&M's Easy Lease, you'll make no down payment and save up to 50% versus buying. D&M offers any make, any model, and mileage forgiveness comes standard on every Easy Lease. Call D&M Leasing today at any local area code in 35 lease. That's 35LEASE, or visit dmautololeasing.com. The call is free. Not calling will cost you thousands.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
This segment of Shan and RJ is brought to you by 1-800-Lawyers. If credit card companies are blowing up your phone, then do what more fan listeners do. Make the free call to Mark Rubin at 1-800-Lawyers. Mark can fix it. He'll stop all the harassing collection calls and all the stress. For 24 years, he's been Dallas-Fort Worth's go-to guy. Get your credit under control with Mark Rubin at 1-800-Lawyers and Rubin & Associates.
Man, that was good stuff right there from our girl Jane Slater, absolutely crushing it at the NFL Network Cowboys Insider, and she just sat down with us in the Twin Peaks hot seat. Shan, RJ, and Roy, special Saturday edition of the morning show, brought to you by Omni Frisco, DMS Roofing, Albertsons and Tom Thumb, and Dulce Vida Tequila. They're going to be practicing in the afternoon today. Mikey Fisher is about to sit down with us. Let's piggyback on Jane's inside knowledge on Dez, that there is another team besides the Cleveland Browns interested. We're all talking in the commercial break. By the way, you can watch the show as Mike Fisher is about to sit down. You can see him as you've been dying to do. 1053thefan.com/fancam. 1053thefan.com/fancam. We all said the Saints make sense. The Packers make sense. And I want to see Dez Bryant go to one of those two teams. So let's take it to New Orleans. Jane wouldn't tell us anything. Roy was fishing in the commercial break, and we were saying, can you tell us anything? And she just said she was going to New Orleans for her next assignment. So for S's and giggles, let's assume it's the Saints. That's what I want to see. I want to see, for all the people who wanted to run him out of here, him play with a Hall of Fame quarterback, put up monster numbers, put up numbers that would be double more than any Cowboys receiver that's going to happen in this offense. And I know that Dez has caused problems. We got the Dez whisperer, Mike Fisher, sitting down. I want to see him with an elite quarterback to prove, and he will, that he's not done, and he's got a lot left.
I think I know what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but going to an elite quarterback doesn't necessarily prove he's not done. It just proves the elite quarterback is still elite. You know, like you could put an average receiver with Drew Brees, he becomes a great receiver.
But I don't care what you say. When a wide receiver produces with an elite quarterback, we never say that wide receiver
just because
is not
we
elite.
Never say it doesn't mean it isn't true.
Well,
I mean, just
give me an example then of a wide receiver that produces big numbers based on his quarterback, but isn't a high quality wide receiver.
I mean, go to New England.
Okay.
I mean, Danny Amendola, was he an elite? Does anyone really think that Julian Edelman is a true number one receiver?
Okay.
Who can go anywhere and be great?
But now go back to New Orleans, which is the point.
Yeah.
How do you know if Marcus Colston was great or not?
Well, Well,
is Michael Thomas great?
Who knows?
Right. It's all the puzzle pieces
Sure
together.
looks like it.
The Saints have done their research on Dez Bryant. 100%. I know that. You have Dez Bryant go down there and go do Marcus Colston's old job, which is to line up in the slot and run the same route all day long, and he will be Michael Colston, which is a successful NFL receiver.
Marcus
and Choppy
and Michael
will be
Thomas. Yeah.
No,
Marquise Colston, Michael Thomas.
Marcus Colston, yeah.
Yeah.
And Choppy, you will have to watch him and say, boy, he looks just like Marcus Colston, who was really good.
Like that's fine. I mean, but don't think that it also couldn't be that he's just Lance Moore.
I mean, it could be one of the two, but then if he goes and produces with a great quarterback, I don't know how to reconcile that as a Cowboys fan by saying, well, I guess he's not good enough, but golly, if we just had Drew Brees, we could have made him good. No, I would say if he goes and produces with Brees, because the other situation is if he produces, he's the number 2 option in New Orleans. He's definitely not leapfrogging Michael Thomas. He might not even be above Ben Watson, the tight end, who they loved when they had him there a couple years ago.
Well, and you're leaving out Cam Mitchell, who they signed.
Meredith, who they signed
from Chicago.
Yeah.
So Dez could have the role as the number 3 guy. I obviously, as a person who likes Dez Bryant, I hope he succeeds somewhere. I don't think yesterday was much of a success.
Let's talk about. I want you, by the way, text him and tell him to go to the Saints over the Browns, please. I'm begging you. I just want to see it for my own entertainment purposes and better talk radio. Oh, Cleveland could be a dumpster fire.
Cleveland's a dumpster fire anyway.
I mean, they're up and coming and intriguing. Could be fun.
All
right, take us through yesterday. You were here. We were flying in from DFW.
Stephen Jones goes on.
Actually, let's play it. Let's play it all for proper context.
All right, you want to play the Stephen Jones Sirius?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll have Stephen Jones here at practice. So, Eric, here we go. This is the interview that started everything.
Well, I just think it's, he's working on his game. I think he's worked on his accuracy. I think he's got to trust the system, which I think at times last year there was pressure with Dez in his ear. To some degree, Jason in his ears. Those great players want balls. And I think if he can get back to what we did the year before, where we run the football consistently with Zeke and that great offensive line we have, and let him really trust the system, work through his reads, which I think he'll do, then I think not that he didn't play good last year, but I think he'll have the type of year he had the year before, if not better. And I just think if he'll step up and really trust and have the patience to work through those things, and then as he's really been good at his whole career, whether it's Mississippi State or us, is protect the football. I mean, let's don't beat ourselves.
All right, Fish. Then
so that's nothing, right?
Boom, nothing.
Okay, that and I always am amused at that. Basically, what Stephen's saying, we're going to find a way to be better than we were when we had Witten and Dez. We're going to find a way. And that's what every team says every year. But he certainly did not rip Dez Bryant.
No, he did not.
Okay, so that's the Sirius interview. Now you go to the Sirius Twitter account, which quotes Stephen Jones as ripping Dez Bryant.
Yes.
And that's what Dez saw. He didn't hear the interview.
Yes.
He saw the tweet that painted a picture of Stephen saying, basically, the reason that Dak wasn't as good as he could have been last year is because Dez was in his ear demanding the ball. Dak's going to be better now that we get that horrible Dez out of his ear. That's what the tweet looked like.
Yes.
And away we go.
Yes. So Dez goes off. Here we go with that scapegoat S. I charge everything to the game. Went the other way. You all know what the real problem is. Don't put me in with that BS, garbage ass play calling. Everybody lined up in the same spot for 17 weeks. Someone wrote back about Stephen Jones, clueless or not clueless. Dez said Stephen Jones is not clueless. Jerry was the only one who was clueless. S was a plan to get me out. Ask Travis Frederick and my brother Snake Lee. I mean Sean Lee. Well, we went. The media went to Sean Lee right after practice. Cowboys PR got wind of this. Mike, you had noticed that they were talking to him during practice. Sean was notified, and he did not run from the reaction. Here's Sean Lee yesterday.
First thing, to say that I can get anybody off the team and have any input on the roster is absurd. Second thing, I love Dez, and I want the best for him. to be honest, we did butt heads because I wanted Dez to be more accountable to this team and his teammates. And to be honest with you, a lot of the team felt that way. I think he needs to look at himself and hold himself accountable.
Whoa! What did you think, Mikey Fisher, Sean Lee's response?
I was impressed and always am when a player or whomever says, I'm not going to put this off 3 days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And sometimes the PR department around here, which we love, friends of the program, right? Sometimes they're behind the movement to say, we're not going to have Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory hadn't spoken yet. Why? Kavon Frazier hasn't spoken yet to anybody except 105.3 The Fan. Why? I mean, we're glad in that case. So Sean Lee took it upon himself after being informed what was going on to say, well, I'm going to address it now. And I applaud him for that. It's certainly true that Sean Lee and Dez Bryant butted heads. That's true. But they were also brothers and they were also friends. And that's completely true. They were of a like mind in so many ways, but also butted heads in so many ways. And this goes back to Dez's interview with me. Remember at Nick and Sam's that night, where in a video visit, he talks about the Garrett guys.
The Garrett guys.
And clearly what he's saying is, I wish he wouldn't have named names, frankly, because it's hard for him to know exactly who said what and even who was who. But is it true that the Cowboys organization went to team leaders and asked them, what's your thoughts on this and what's your thoughts of that? That's true. And Cowboy captains and leaders were clearly choppy somewhere in the conversation said, yeah, that Dez, he can be difficult. That's true.
Which you guys are on the same side on that you don't like that. You and Choppy are on the same side.
I don't think you go to Roy White and ask him for I don't think Gavin Spittle should call Roy White in and say, do you think we should get rid of Choppy? I think that's Gavin Spittle's job to get rid of Choppy. And by the way, the clock is ticking.
But
I'm not I don't take a survey of the. Hey,
but he's also not. I mean, in this scenario, though, I don't think it's out of the question for Gavin or any boss to call a coworker and say, "How does he work with you? How does he go about his business when our eyes aren't on him?"
He doesn't work with Sean. He's on the other side of the football.
Is Spittle going to pretend like he knows more about if KT's job was up? You're telling me that Gavin Spittle would know more about KT, the employee, than Ben and Skin? You ask Ben and Skin about KT, you take their opinions into account, then you make your decision. Hang on a second. For you guys to think that Jason Garrett could or Will McClay knows more about Dez than Jason Witten and Sean Lee, or that Spittle knows more about KT than Ben and Skin, the guys in the room every day, in the meetings every day, on the road every day, I think is very foolish.
It's not that he knows more.
It's not
because it's that you're putting that player in a position to break the band of brotherhood. We talk all the time around, we're soldiers together, we're brothers together, unless one of us got a raise and the other one didn't, and then the boss wants to find out which one of you is pissed. I thought we were a band of brothers.
But is it a backstab for Dak Prescott to tell Scott Linehan, hey, Terrence can't run that? Like, Terrence, he's not – don't give Dez these route responsibilities. He can't pick it up. To what level do we stop it to where you're looked upon as a rat?
That's okay. Because that's a production thing.
So is this.
But don't you think
all this is production? This is production or problem.
And don't you think they went to Sean to get the temperature of the room? Sean, you talk to all the players in the locker room. We're not going to go poll all 80 players for the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to ask you, Sean, from talking to the players you've talked to, what do you think the overall?
Hearsay. You can't ask a player what he thinks other people think. You can't ask him that because he doesn't know. This is a talent is Sean Lee a talent evaluator in this room?
Ask me. I work a lot with Jared Sandler. Ask me, Sean. Ask me what I think of Jared Sandler.
What do you think of Jared Sandler?
I think he's terrific. Ask me some more, and the more you push, the more at some point I'm going to say it's really not my job. That's your job. You get paid to judge Jared Sandler. I'm telling you, Jared Sandler is terrific. You want me to rat on Jared Sandler? You're going to have to find some other rat.
Do you care about putting and that's the part that I think it's not quite the same, because if you were working with Jared and the results the two of you were getting were less than satisfactory to both you in the room and to the onlookers who were watching your product,
it's not his job.
Then I might say to you that I'm not sure if you're committed to making this thing better if you're not willing to talk about what situation's going on.
And I might say to you, if you're coming to me and asking me to betray my brother, then you're not doing your job. You get paid more than you get paid in a position of authority more than I get paid in a position of authority. And I'm just a linebacker here.
And I would say I'm not just a linebacker. I would say I care the most about us winning a championship. I care more about us winning than my, brotherhood with Dez Bryant. And therefore, I'm going to tell you if I think it's best to get rid of him or that he needs to go out of here. That meets my top priority.
That's also subjective. He may not care more than Dez does about winning.
Of course he doesn't.
Sean Lee.
Yeah, he may
Nobody cares more about Dez Bryant than winning. Winning.
Are we going to act like that? We're talking about, we can have a separate discussion here on whether Sean Lee's qualified because he doesn't get on the field. We all recognize that Sean Lee is the Jason Witten on defense in terms of the way this organization and people view him.
I totally agree.
A special all-time dedicated person. If you have a special all-time dedicated person, I would love to know that person's opinion.
If you're going to ask somebody, go ahead and ask Sean Lee. That's fine. But aren't you afraid, Sean Sharif, when you find out that Spittle asked Choppy about you, aren't you, or you about Choppy, aren't you afraid that then he's going to ask Roy about you? And then he's going to ask Ben about Skin. And then he's going to ask KT about Shippy.
But I'm not afraid. Should Dirk not be asked about bringing? I'm not afraid. Should Dirk not be asked about bringing in Harrison Barnes on a max contract? Is it stupid to get Dirk? Dirk, you're on the floor. Again, I take it back to LeBron.
Right.
Why is LeBron being given input? Number one, you do whatever the hell he says to get him. But number two, Magic Johnson said LeBron is on the floor.
Right.
LeBron talks to other players. You're gathering information. Dirk not supposed to be asked. Not the sign off, the ask of Harrison Barnes. Do we max him out?
You're aware Dirk's my guy. Should Dirk have been allowed to be the assistant general manager here? No.
I'm just saying ask his opinion. Not pull the trigger.
But by the
Sean
time
Lee didn't pull the trigger and Travis Frederick didn't pull the trigger.
Hang on a second.
Half of America thinks they did.
I don't care about half of America what they think.
Hang on a second. If they ask you and then they go with your advice, I mean, they obviously, if they were to
if
ask
they
you,
go with my advice, then I look lesser upon them as a decision maker. They should take my opinion. Do you think? I mean,
they should never take their opinion.
It's not. That's ridiculous. It's not. That's ridiculous. Do you think that Do you think that Gavin Spittle has asked me about you two ever before?
If he makes a decision on our employment based on that, I think that's completely unprofessional.
But again, he's not. But they didn't make it's an entire encapsulation of the problem, right? If the coaches went and watched the All or Nothing film, now they lived it, but then if they went back and watched it, us as casual viewers saw the numerous times that Dez Bryant created a situation that led to multiple players not only having to answer about it, but having to deal with it. Wouldn't you want to have the perspective from those players to say, hey, does it bother you guys that you have to cover for him at times? Does that wear on you at all? Because if it does, then it might have an effect on our overall ability to come together as a team and play the best kind of football that we can play.
There's a phrase that you're too far inside the forest to see the trees. It's better for the outsider outside the locker room to gauge Dez's employment based on production.
No.
What are you talking about?
The
That's
production,
absurd.
not
it's the guys on the front line
you think the people who don't know what Dez should or should not be doing on a given play, for example.
Will McClay doesn't know what Dez should be. That's what I'm talking about.
Will McClay doesn't know the play call for every given play.
You don't
on the field as it's happening.
But Chop, here's my main point. It's Stephen Jones' job to take Will McClay's opinion on what Dez is doing on the field, and it's also his job to take the temperature of the room to find out what Dez is doing in the locker room.
I agree.
And Stephen Jones and Jason Garrett and Derry Jones take all of that information and, as the leaders, make their own decision on it.
Choppy's too extreme for me, but there's a fine line between gathering information, and having now allowed the perception to be that white players cut a black player.
What?
That's.
Do you think that's a storyline?
The internet's not working in here.
I do.
Is the internet not working?
What?
Are you kidding me? I don't think he's off in that. I think that people will try to turn it into. White versus black. The quiet, soft-spoken, lead by example white guy versus the boisterous, loud mouth.
They're doing it to Dak and Zeke.
It's unfortunate.
The New York papers today are doing it to Dak and Zeke, saying they're house servants and Uncle Tom's because they're not standing up to the massa, Jerry Jones. That's what we do now. So if I was in charge of the Cowboys, I'd be a little bit more in control of that perception. And one way to control the perception would be to make sure that the world knows, no, Sean Lee does not have a vote. Yes, we all talk about it. We talked to Dez Bryant about what he thinks of Cole Beasley.
I agree.
But we also talked to Cole Beasley about what he thinks of Dez Bryant. You guys hated that the Mavericks kept winning games for Dirk Nowitzki.
Yes.
You realize that was Dirk Nowitzki's idea, making him the assistant GM. He got too big a vote. Deion Sanders around here used to be the assistant GM, and he ran the locker room into the ground.
Yeah. And
so,
LeBron had too big a vote in Cleveland.
So Jerry, Steven, Will, Jason, you're in charge, and you should be taking the heat for this, not Sean friggin' Lee or Sean Snake Lee.
Let's talk about what's happening on the field. They had the walkthrough this morning. Fish has been out here for all of it. The Cowboys that have been standing out so far, live from Oxnard, Shan, RJ, and Roy, next on The Fan.
Chick-fil-A is here to make your morning a little easier by giving away a free 4-count of Chick-fil-A chicken minis through the Chick-fil-A One app. Just log in or download, redeem that free wake-up call, and show up at any participating Dallas-Fort Worth restaurant before 10:30 a.m. Limited to 1 order per person while supplies last.
At Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, you'll find a fast track to living large. I'm talking 0 to 60 when you walk through the door. Because right now, Choctaw is giving away $1 million in cash and prizes, including 4 brand new Range Rovers. Now through September, leave mundane in the dust with the Roving in the Dough giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Win one of 2 $100,000 cash prizes on July 28th at 3 p.m. and 1 a.m. Visit ChoctawCasinos.com for more information.
Join Skechers this weekend for the grand opening celebration of their 18,000 square foot superstore at Caruth Plaza, just off 75 North in Park Lane. Skechers will have tons of giveaways, games, and entertainment all weekend long. Plus, get a head start on your back-to-school shopping with thousands of styles for the entire family. Choose from Skechers comfortable memory foam, fashionable sneakers, sandals, go-walk style, school shoes, and kids' lighted shoes perfect for the first day of school. It's all happening at Skechers Superstore, just off 75 North in Park Lane.
The best pros put a little extra into everything they do. At the Home Depot, so do we. It's called Pro Extra, with member access to exclusive money-saving offers. Up to 20% off paints, stains, and primers every day. And $20 off your first purchase over $200 just for signing up. That's a lot more than a little extra. Pro Extra, only for pros, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Visit the Pro Desk in store for details.
DFW Restaurant Week announces FedEx Office as our new 4th course partner. Spend $10 at any FedEx office in DFW and request a 4th course certificate while supplies last. Redeem your free 4th course certificate during DFW Restaurant Week. Restaurants serving a 4th course are listed at dfwrestaurantweek.com.
Hey, it's KT, and I know it's tough to be active and do the things you love if you're not getting quality sleep. I know this because I was settling for bad sleep on my old pillow, but not anymore. Now with MyPillow, I get that deep, feeling refreshed the next morning sleep that I need. I couldn't do the things that I need to do unless I get the kind of sleep that MyPillow gives me. And I want you to enjoy it too. Now for the summer, MyPillow has brought back their buy one MyPillow and get one absolutely free offer. Just go to MyPillow.com and make sure to use my promo code KRLD. Get one for you and one for your wife, husband, neighbor, the mailman. Who cares? MyPillow is 100% machine washable and dryable. It comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of MyPillow's very best offer. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the buy one, get one free special, and use the promo code KRLD. Or give them a call, 800-305-9632, 800-305-9632. You can also use my promo code KRLD to get up to 50% off all the items on the MyPillow website. The promo code is KRLD at MyPillow.com.
Cowboys camp is underway. Fan proudly brings you the best coverage with lots of stories from our Dulce Vita Tequila Beach House. The Fans Camp coverage is presented by Albertsons Tom Thumb, the Omni Frisco, and DMS Roofing. You deserve the best Cowboys coverage, and we deliver. On the Fan.
They may not be inviting us back for these weekend shows, disrupting practice and press conferences. That's what happens. You asked for it, you're going to get it. It's the morning show, Shan and RJ. We got Roy and Mike Fisher. People checking out the Fan Cam, 1053thefan.com/fancam. And, of course, we are brought to you from training camp all week long by Dulce Vita Tequila, Albertsons and Tom Thumb, Twin Peaks, DMS Roofing, Omni Frisco. What do you think of the accommodations, the weather so far, the house, Mikey? All of it.
I don't know.
don't know why you're making such a big deal that you're doing a weekend show. Aren't all the other radio stations from DFW are doing?
You know what? I'm glad you asked.
Wait a minute, what? I don't. Where's all the yelling from the other 10?
I always like the fan to recognize when some people go out to practice and some people don't, and some people work weekends and some people don't, and some people go and talk to all the players and some people don't. Just like to point that out.
We're the Cowboys station. It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. But I'm glad you did that.
The two jump outs aren't shocking. Ari Temkin the other day asked me, so who's the under the radar guys? And I said, those are for Broadus. Broadus can have the under radar guys that aren't going to make the team.
Yeah.
Give me Tank and Zeke.
Yes.
Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm not saying he looks skinny. He's never going to be skinny in his life.
See, here's the thing. This was Mr. Midriff crop top football player with a six pack.
Yes.
How is that dude not skinny unless he's like the guy who's got the belly and the abs, which is possible.
You're friends with him. You go lift up his shirt, and I think you'll find that his underneath his shirt looks fine. What I'm saying is he's a 230-pound giant of a man.
Yeah, he is.
You know, Bo Jackson was never going to be skinny.
Yes.
Emmitt Smith was never skinny. He just looks really quick and really fresh. And I must say too, that the way he's conducted himself with teammates and media. I mean, he's barking at teammates if they screw up, and he's cooperative with media, which I like, and he's outspoken on the national anthem, which is his business and good for him. And then Tank Lawrence.
Take us through what he said about the anthem.
Okay. This is really weird. Like, they have gone all in over the last 4 days on the anthem, and that's, whether you agree with it or not, it's weird for a team to take such a stance on it.
Actually, Eric, let's just go ahead and play it. Zeke. And I've been very surprised, like you said, Chop, how outspoken everyone has been to start off training camp. They are all coming out swinging. This is Zeke Elliott on the national anthem issue and what he said yesterday.
I think that's just the way you guys want to take it. Us as a team, we chose to stand together for the national anthem, and it was our decision, and I think it just shows our culture. It shows that, that we have unity. We're going to stand as one. That's not knocking anyone else who may choose to kneel during the national anthem, but we're the Dallas Football Cowboys, America's team. We stand for the national anthem.
Woo! You know what I haven't heard brought up, and it's very interesting from Zeke? The America's team moniker. Like, we have fun with it, whether, the players like it or they hate it because it's a target. But I never thought about that of Steven and Jerry justifying it by saying, hey, we are America's team, so we're going to stand in part because of that. May not factor in whatsoever. Just really interesting that Zeke said that.
It does factor in because, and I just put a story up on this subject on Fish Sports on Twitter. He's not just standing up for the anthem. He's standing up for himself. He just turned 22, and he just made a comment like a grown man who has a vote as an American citizen gets to make. I think there's undue pressure on young African-American athletes to have to do something a certain way.
Being called a sellout.
Or house N-word, like the New York Daily News just called them.
New York Daily News sells a sports department?
Well, they have 9 people left. They went from 35 to 9.
They kept the one.
They kept the 9 that want to continue to make race-baiting comments.
Karan J. Phillips, who has decided that if you're young and black and athletic, you don't have the right to do what all the rest of us have to do. The pressure on the anthem and politics and vote should be on old white men too, not just young black men.
Yes.
And so for Zeke to stand up, not just for the anthem, but for himself, I applaud him, whether I agree with it or not. I think maybe, just maybe, that Zeke's spring off season has forwarded him to where he's now a more mature 22-year-old, which would be a natural thing for a man to do.
And Tank out here on the. Oh, by the way, Dak was asked about it as well. Did you hear what Dak had to say?
I did.
What did you think? Take us through it.
His simple point, and if you just parse little pieces out of it, you can make him look outrageous or stupid or patriotic or whatever. His simple point is, I'm very aware of social injustices in this country, and I want to do something about it, but I'm about action, not kneeling. And so he says, basically, for those 3 minutes on a Sunday, that's the time when I'm going to be at peace, and I want football to be at peace. But every other day of the week and every other minute of the week, I can be involved in fighting social injustices, and that's my right. And that's what I would do, he said, regardless of what Mr. Jones's policy is. I would toe the line for the national anthem. Again, Choppy doesn't have to agree with that view, but why would Choppy, or anybody, Choppy or Roy or Sean or the New York Daily News doesn't have to agree with the view, but why would you disrespect the view?
Yeah, no.
That's the most American view ever, is I get to do what I want.
This is one thing I've never understood with this, how I've never understood how this becomes polarizing, because your opinion and your viewpoint on this is not anybody else's business to criticize. That's how I just view it. You have your take. That's fine. If I don't like it, that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean I don't have to, it doesn't mean I can't respect it. And
I agree.
For anybody who's coming after, if you want to come after Jerry for his opinion, for his, mandate, look, I understand that, but don't ever come after a player for having an opinion on what they should or shouldn't do just because it doesn't fall in line with somebody else's views.
And if there's a player, and there is, among these 90 guys who wishes that Jerry hadn't made that rule, that wishes that Jerry had said, everybody do whatever you want, and he decides to instead keep his mouth shut, to keep his job, that makes him different from who exactly?
Right.
Doesn't make him different from me.
Right. Yeah.
I do it every day.
I agree. I wonder how many of these guys, though, do feel suppressed a little bit by the team's rules.
More than zero.
Of course.
And
Dez said it on Twitter, like, I wasn't happy with the anthem policy last year. He said that yesterday.
I don't think Orlando Scandrick was happy with it. Tank Lawrence was outspoken in Arizona before the rule came down from on top. They do feel like they came up with something together, but that doesn't mean that 100 men all nodded their head in exact unison. But to decide that unity for that 3 minutes is more important than protest for that 3 minutes. But then on Tuesday, let's go down to the United Way and help. Let's go put some money in the red kettle over there. Let's do something for the homeless, for the underprivileged. You can do that the other 6 days of the week and be an effective, helpful citizen.
Mike Fisher sitting down with us, Shan, RJ, and Roy live on the road in Oxnard here on 105.3 The Fan. So the other standout you said besides Zeke that you noticed was Tank.
He looks bigger and stronger and faster and smarter and handsomer and funnier and more confident
and richer.
And in his belief, and the Cowboys think this too, about to be richer than richer. He thinks he's going to lead the NFL in sacks. And this Tank Lawrence out here in the last couple of days, I will not argue with that.
Might be capable of it.
No, he's definitely capable of it.
I mean,
but I didn't like hearing that they had reopened long-term contract talks. Unless you're going to get him on a lower deal, a team-friendly deal, because I still want to see one more year of the back.
Okay, now they can't.
They
can't anymore after July 16th. So,
yeah, but I didn't like. I thought I had heard that they were thinking about and they were talking about it again before July 16th.
Yeah, before July 16th, I'm sure that everybody kind of kicked around ideas. But I was told they were never close.
Okay,
that his side wants the Olivier Vernon.
Yes.
$17 million a year times 5 is $85 million, and that's a 2-year-old deal. So now that book is closed. They can't negotiate anymore. After this season, we'll go try to do this again.
Yes.
I hope for his sake, and so do they. Just like Dak. Just like Stephen Jones says, I want Dak to win the MVP. It'll make it easier for me to justify paying him like that.
Yes.
I want Tank Lawrence to get 20 sacks. It'll be easier to justify paying him like the best sack artist in the NFL. One note on Tank. Remember now, there are pass rushers who just all they do is rush the passer. He doesn't do that.
No.
He plays the run, too. He does other things, too. And so if that knocks down his numbers a little bit, I hope it doesn't knock down his money.
Brian Broaddus must be the agent for Tavon Austin, because I'm seeing the hype and the love for Tavon out here to start off these practices. What's going on with the Cowboys' new wide? Wait, what's his label?
The
web
back.
Okay.
Web back, pocket knife guy.
But you know what he really is? He's a wide receiver. And go ask him.
He's
Go ask
a
him.
workhorse.
Hey,
He's a 20 touch a game workhorse.
He's not Stephen Jones's 25 touch a game guy, not counting special teams. I vote for Roy White to be the guy to go up to Tavon and say, so how do you like being a running back now? I vote for you to have to ask him that question.
How many times has he been asked that already?
People are too smart to ask him that.
He hates the label that much
because he's a wide receiver.
Yeah,
but he's going to be a guy in space, but he's a wide receiver. He doesn't go to the running back room.
How have they used him, or how are they going to use him differently than they failed to use Lucky Whitehead and Ryan Switzer,
or how the Rams have failed to use Tavon Austin throughout his entire career,
Rams, or Sean McVay, who's this genius boy wonder.
Yeah.
How are they going to use him differently than that?
My argument is that the plays will be the same, but maybe they'll use him more. My argument would be the other day they came out. I mean, it was almost like it was their first team offense was 10 personnel, which is the one running back, no tight ends, so 4 wide receivers, and Tavon was running reverses and he was very involved. So he looked like a starter on the first day of camp. Now, when the bullets get to flying, I heard Mickey Spagnoli use the exact same analogy that I'm using here. Your muscle memory takes over when the real games start in all ways. So you start going back to, let's just give to Zeke. I don't know. This 10 personnel is cute, but let's just get some tight ends in there. And I hope they don't do that, because I don't think that's the modern way. But I do hope they end up giving it to Zeke. What if you line up in 10 personnel and give it to Zeke? Won't that be a more creative way to run the football and get Ezekiel Elliott a rushing title and get your team 11 wins?
What's going on with Kavon Frazier?
We had a good conversation. When I say we, I mean I.
Exclusive. That's going to be his new line. I can see it. When
I say we, I mean I.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no me and I.
Okay.
I think we have a little visit of him that we can dig up shortly.
Here we go. I have it right now.
Oh.
Here's Mike Fisher and the rest of the media.
The rest of the media.
Psych with Kavon Frazier on the Fan.
Kavon Frazier, first of all, your practice history. You don't miss many practices over the course of your young life. Not many.
No, y'all know I'm built for it. So every small injury I have or anything, I just try to practice through it.
Okay, you in our conversations, you don't seem very worried about the blood clot thing. They're going to find an answer, or it's not going to be an issue at all. Is that what you're feeling right now medically?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I told y'all last November when we played on Thanksgiving that I had ice in my veins. So on a serious note, I'm not really worried about it.
They discovered this at mini camp, right? And kind of been working through it since.
Yeah, yep. The mini camp physicals, and it's been getting tests done. This whole 5 weeks we had off, and everything been normal. Everything coming back normal. So we're just trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But we don't think it's nothing serious. I'll be back out there soon.
Precautionary is a good word.
Yeah, yep, precautionary.
There you go. Thanks, kid. Appreciate it. Hang in there.
Yes, sir.
I do appreciate it.
So before we get to our analysis of that very newsy interview, right, Sean? That's news.
Very newsy.
Let's get to RJ Choppy's analysis of me.
Right. Let me give you Fish's question. You don't miss many practices, do you? Yeah. You don't seem worried at all, do you?
Right.
You are the witness leader. You would be.
Right.
Yes.
You would be in the. You'd be in contempt of court. You're in contempt of practice. That's who you are.
You're in contempt of court. You can't handle it. It's because I already know his answers because I'm so well prepared, so I can lead him down that path. But it is true. It's funny. I never knew it until you pointed out like 5 years ago that I tell the interview subject exactly what to say.
You tell them the answer
and hold up the microphone.
So what do you take from it, Mike? What do we need to take from it?
It is really important that he's saying they started testing me at minicamp 5 weeks ago, and the tests keep coming up positive. Which, of course, as Dr. Roy White knows, that means good. that there's no evidence of a problem, but they think there is a problem, so they keep testing different things for 5 weeks now. So he keeps saying, "I'm good. I passed another one. I passed another one. Passed another one." They're going to keep doing that till they find what the problem is. If there is one, then they'll find the medication to match that problem. In the meantime, obviously, he's very impatient as he sits here and watches. He is a hitting safety. They need him. I don't think he's a contender for his starting job, but he's a contender to be. Remember J.J. Wilcox, how he rotated in?
Yeah.
And you used 3 safeties? He's that guy, and they need him.
All right. We had another fun debate last night that we will replay here today live. All these new assistant coaches getting a lot of hype. Will any of them actually make a difference? It's the morning show, special Saturday afternoon show from Oxnard, California, right here on The Fan.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. AA Best Bail Bonds presents Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
You know the dreaded feeling, realizing you need to start car shopping. Well, thanks to D&M Leasing, car shopping in the heat is now a thing of the past. With D&M's Easy Lease, you'll make no down payment and save up to 50% versus buying. D&M offers any make, any model, and mileage forgiveness comes standard on every Easy Lease. Call D&M Leasing today at any local area code in 35 lease. That's 35LEASE, or visit dmautaleasing.com. The call is free. Not calling will cost you thousands.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
At Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, you'll find a fast track to living large. I'm talking 0 to 60 when you walk through the door. Because right now, Choctaw is giving away $1 million in cash and prizes, including 4 brand new Range Rovers. Now through September, leave mundane in the dust with the Roving in the Dough giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Win one of 2 $100,000 cash prizes on July 28th at 3 p.m. and 1 a.m. Visit ChoctawCasinos.com for more information.
Hey, it's KT, and I know it's tough to be active and do the things you love if you're not getting quality sleep. I know this because I was settling for bad sleep on my old pillow, but not anymore. Now with my pillow, I get that deep, feeling refreshed the next morning sleep that I need. I couldn't do the things that I need to do unless I get the kind of sleep that my pillow gives me. And I want you to enjoy it too. Now for the summer, my pillow has brought back their buy one my pillow and get one absolutely free offer. Just go to mypillow.com and make sure to use my promo code KRLD. Get one for you and one for your wife, husband, neighbor, the mailman. Who cares? My Pillow is 100% machine washable and dryable. It comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of My Pillow's very best offer. Go to mypillow.com, click on the buy one, get one free special, and use the promo code KRLD. Or give them a call, 800-305-9632, 800-305-9632. You can also use my promo code KRLD to get up to 50% off all the items on the My Pillow website. The promo code is KRLD at mypillow.com.
Join Skechers this weekend for the grand opening celebration of their 18,000 square foot superstore at Caruth Plaza, just off 75 North in Park Lane. Skechers will have tons of giveaways, games, and entertainment all weekend long. Plus, get a head start on your back-to-school shopping with thousands of styles for the entire family. Choose from Skechers comfortable memory foam, fashionable sneakers, sandals, go-walk styles, school shoes, and kids' lighted shoes perfect for the first day of school. It's all happening at Skechers Superstore, just off 75 North in Park Lane.
The best pros put a little extra into everything they do. At the Home Depot, so do we. It's called Pro Extra, with member access to exclusive money-saving offers. Up to 20% off paints, stains, and primers every day. And $20 off your first purchase over $200 just for signing up. That's a lot more than a little extra. Pro Extra, only for pros, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Visit the Pro Desk in-store for details.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, this is Shan and RJ on 105.3 The Fan.
What's up, Metroplex? Thank you guys for tuning in. Special Saturday edition of the morning show from Cowboys camp in Oxnard, California, brought to you by Dulce Vita Tequila, Albertsons and Tom Thumb, Twin Peaks, DMS Roofing, and Omni Frisco. Just a little Monday reminder. We'll have the Zeke Elliott exclusive sit down. And Mike, we already talked about him on the field, but you're getting a good feeling about Zeke, growing up a little bit, as Steven gave him props for a quiet offseason.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he doesn't still go, be social.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. But I remember when Choppy was, the difference between Choppy at 21 and 22 was magnificent.
21 and 22?
There's no difference between Choppy at 21 and 36.
No kidding. Gavin Dawson the other day said he's like a sitcom dad, said about you.
Oh.
And my response is, I'll go better than that. You're like a sitcom dad and 2 sitcom sons all rolled into one head. You're Ward Cleaver, Wally Cleaver, and Beaver Cleaver all at the same time.
Nobody knows what any of those things mean.
Peter Griffin, Homer Simpson,
and the kid. Who's the kid?
Bart.
Who's the baby? Yeah, you're Bart, the baby on Family Guy, and Homer, and Peter. You're Stewie Bart.
Yeah.
Peter Homer. Stewie Bart, Peter Homer.
That's fine.
Stewie Bart, Peter Homer. That's your new name.
Yes. So last night over some Dulce Vita Tequila, we were talking about the impact of these new assistant coaches. We're talking about route run. It came from Dez and part of his tirade about the Cowboys offense being predictable. We lined up the exact same.
Everyone lined up the same spot for 17 weeks, which may be a creativity issue. It may also be this is how Dak Prescott wants things. Like this, he wants things to be simplified. I know I remember, when the Cowboys played the Colts in 2006, the first time they played them, Bill Parcells said, this is a simple offense. They never move. They never go in motion. They all line up in the same spot. That's how Peyton wanted it. He wanted things to be, simple so he could find out where the defense was going to, have all the pressures come from if everybody was staying in the same spot. And that may be the situation here. I don't know. It may also be that they don't know how to run routes and they have to dumb things down.
Obviously, Dez is exaggerating. They did not really line up everybody on the same play and the same. That's ridiculous. If you just look at Dez's catches, that's not true.
Do you think that the Cowboys offense, because 90% of fans at least would agree with this statement or this thought, do you think that the Cowboys offense is more generic and more predictable than others around the league?
Yes.
Okay.
Now the question is why? Is it because Scott Linehan doesn't know how to be creative? That's false.
I agree.
He was in Minnesota. He was in Detroit. He was creative. Mm-hmm. Is it because Jason Garrett is dumb? That's false. Can it be because I'll use what's his name? Cordell Patterson?
Cordero
Okay.
Patterson.
And I'll use him because he's not listening, so I can say him.
Well, you don't even have radio.com and are we radio.com or tune in? Radio.com and is he in Oakland now?
Mm-hmm.
Oakland?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in California.
Then I won't use him. Forget it. I'm not talking about him. Every once in a while, you'll run into a receiver. This definitely happens in college. And the coach will say, he's an our side of the field receiver.
Yeah.
And I used to say, what does that mean? He said, we only put him in the game when he can be playing receiver near our sideline so we can remind him what route he's running. Hey, it's a 9. That means you go straight down the field. What if it wasn't just the teachers? What if it was the pupils? What if the pupils are bad learners? So you know what? We're going to keep it simple. We're going to put you in a simple position. And I'm not saying necessarily that Cole Beasley, Bryce Butler, Dez Bryant, Terrence Williams are bad learners. Jason Witten ran the same route a lot of times too, but it's because it was kind of unstoppable. But it's always a question, and I've asked Garrett this before too. Is it the teacher or is it the pupil? And if the pupil gets an F, is that the teacher or is that the pupil? Mix that in here too.
Okay. So we're going to put more on the players a little bit. They believe that they can lose talent, the athleticism. They believe they can sacrifice athleticism for better route runners and that they'll be better off. That's what they believe. That's what they've been telling us all off season. We can lose the physical dominance, what was left of a Dez Bryant, in order for guys who know the entire playbook, can give us versatility, and can actually run routes.
Most coaches I know say, give me the athlete and I'll coach him up.
I agree.
Maybe this group's tired of trying that.
I totally agree. I totally agree about that. And now we're seeing Sanjay.
We see these videos of them running routes. They're all in concert with each other.
We've never seen this before. We've never seen these types of drills.
I know. Yesterday they were carrying bricks, big white bricks.
Mm-hmm.
It's genius. Whoever thought that having a brick in your hand would make your hand stronger? Well, I'll tell you who. Jerry Rice, who said in 1984, the reason that I'm as good the hands I have is my dad was a bricklayer, and he used to throw the bricks off the ceiling, off the roof, and I would catch them, literally. So wide receivers catching bricks is nothing new. Have you guys seen
receivers taking weight plates and flipping them up in the air and catching them with their fingertips?
Whee!
Like that.
Have you seen Gary Brown's helmet stick yet?
Mm-hmm.
We should go out and play with it right now. It's a helmet
on a stick.
On a stick.
All right.
And so the running backs, instead of stiff arming a cone, stiff arm a helmet. We've reinvented stiff arming.
We all should turn on the fan cam right now to see Fisher on this roller coaster.
Have they gotten the drivable, remote controllable hitting pads? That's what we need out here. That's what we need next.
We do need that.
Are you telling me, this is the debate, and this is where I think RJ is going to agree with me, I hope. Are you telling me that you don't think that assistant coaches can be superior to others.
Yeah, you can be a better teacher. You can be a better communicator. You can be smarter.
Yeah, you can be better at your job.
You can be better, more efficient. All those things. But I'm saying we don't know if Sanjay Lal is a better teacher,
right,
than his predecessor. We don't know that Chris Richard is a better teacher than Matt Eberflus. What we know is Chris Richard has new tricks that catch our eye. My Mike Pope example is the best one that I've ever come up with.
I was going to say, who is that tight end coach that we all love for his drills?
Okay, and he's a legendary tight ends coach, Mike Pope. He hadn't been here now in 3 years. He's had 3 guys.
And our tight ends suck, Mike. What are we supposed to do?
Right.
What's the result of that?
So Mike Pope used to say, okay, tight ends line up, including you, Jason Witten, who's been here 13 years. I want you to put a bucket on your head. I want you to put a tennis ball in your jock strap. I want you to take off your shirt. We're going to hose you down with water, and I want you to catch a wiffle ball. Go! And we just would all take videos, and it was an amazing thing. So then Mike Pope retires the next year, and this genius of tight end coaching and innovation, why didn't his replacement at tight end coach do the same drills? If they were so clever and genius, why didn't they do the same thing? Where's the hose? Where's the bags? Where's the helmets? Where's the tennis balls? Where's the wiffle balls? We're going to punch in the crotch? Why we put a bag over your head? Where did it all go? Because the next coach has his own genius ideas. And now this year, instead of catching wiffle balls, we're going to catch softballs. And next year, there'll be a new tight end coach, and we're going to catch sponge balls.
Okay. But what's the point?
Yeah, what's your point?
That it's all it matters is.
Don't tell me coach doesn't matter.
It does matter. If you win 10 games, you go to the playoffs. If you win 7, you get fired. That's what matters.
So Derek Dooley is not that much better than
or worse.
Sanjay Lal.
Not much worse.
Not much worse, RJ.
Derek Dooley. Derek Dooley had a sign put up in the Knoxville in the locker room that said, "Opportunity is now here." But he left out the space between the W and the H, and it said opportunity is nowhere. And that's exactly where Derek Dooley is right now.
That sounds like what I believe they call an apocryphal story. I don't believe that that's true.
That's true. And he would ask people,
fake news on you.
What do you see here? And people would say, opportunity is nowhere. And he goes, well, no, I see opportunity is now here. He's trying to play all philosophical guy.
Here's what's funny about Choppy. When you ask him about wide receiver coaching changes, and he uses Derek Dooley, the University of Tennessee guy, which is why you're down on him.
Right, because he didn't like recruiting or winning for that matter.
I said, okay, well, I said, Choppy, give me your example of how you can prove that a coach matters, that you can tell it, you can see it with your eyes. That's not Derek Dooley. And so you give me, well, I'll give you another example. Butch Jones.
He stunk too.
Yeah.
Well, he coached at Tennessee too. So that your frame of reference is Tennessee Volunteers. That's all. That's the only tiny little box.
My frame of reference is if you had Alvin Kamara and Derek Barnett and you win 6 games, that's my frame of reference.
But Mike, I could use that same argument against you in saying if I can't see and prove that the next coach is that much better, then how can I prove that the current coach is good at all?
You can't.
Okay.
Did I ever tell him you got a break?
No.
Okay. So I'm checking into a hotel in Cleveland. This almost, I don't know, 25 years ago or whatever. I'm in line. And the guy in front of me is this short, squatty guy with a briefcase and a suitcase. And they're telling him, your room's not here, sir. You're at the wrong hotel. You're completely wrong. And they're yelling at him because he won't move, but he won't talk. And I thought, why don't you say something, sir? And why don't you not quit being kind of a milquetoast? And they're kind of pushing him around, and I leaned my head around and I realized it was new Cleveland Browns coach Bill Belichick, who couldn't figure out how to check into a hotel room. The Bill Belichick that you know now is he's a god. The Bill Belichick that was in front of me in line was a doofus who couldn't figure out how to check into a hotel. So, but then he won 11 games, and now he's a genius. That's all.
He won 11. He won 14. He won 5 Super Bowls.
I just like to think that if I bring in someone who is supposed to be an amazing assistant coach, that I'm trying to think.
Belichick was an amazing assistant coach.
If these wide receivers all of a sudden, let me put it like
this. He was amazingly successful. Therefore, he's amazing.
But how do you ever give credit? Then how do you ever credit someone for being amazing? You're erasing that possibility in life.
Can you think of all the great teachers you had that you got C's for? But they did a hell of a job with Choppy. And he got a C. So nobody recognized them as teacher of the year. They took an F student and got him a C. You get teacher of the year if you get A's. That's how you get a raise and teacher of the year. But the fact is, All these guys are just highly paid PE teachers who caught a break.
Oh my God!
I think you're tremendously insulting the coaching profession.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to that Rod Marinelli PE teacher guy.
But he is. Had Rod Marinelli gone to his first stop, which probably was as a high school coach, and not had great success there, he would have left the coaching profession and gone and sold refrigerators.
Yeah, but
that's
part
the
of that,
truth.
but part of that success can be attributed to you as a teacher and a communicator.
Go look up
being better than the one that you replaced.
Jimmy Johnson just had the right friend to get into coaching. That's all it was. He picked the right business, I guess. But do you think Jimmy Johnson couldn't have been a billionaire as a salesman?
So you think that you're the same level writer as everyone else? All you are the same, just like you put all these coaches on the same level. I want to hear you say that.
What about
I will buy you dinner tonight. I'm standing up.
Yeah.
I will buy you dinner tonight if you say that all of you are the same level writers and you believe it.
Yes, all those people out there that you call functional illiterates that work in the media. I want to hear you say.
I will say it a different way, and you can buy me half my dinner. I recognize that I'm lucky. I'm way more lucky than I am good.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad could draw, so I can draw. My mom could write, so I could write. My parents weren't in poverty, so I could go to a decent high school.
All that's true, but it doesn't mean that you're not good or better at what you do than other people.
Yeah.
All those things factor in, but people in life have different abilities and skill levels and talent and dedication than other people.
But you have more skill levels than Skip Bayless, but you're not rewarded financially that way.
Okay.
And so does Skip Bayless better than you?
No.
He sleeps on a nicer pillow.
He's He's better off than me financially.
He's better off than you in every possible way, except your actual talent and your quality as a human.
Mm-hmm.
So Skip Bayless wins. He's got more wins than you do. But that doesn't make him a better coach than you are. I think I can't think of a guy that I've ever seen as a head coach who was truly a dumb guy the way we pretend they are. Rich Kotite is the example everybody uses.
Rich Kotite's dumb. He was dumb.
But who's the dumbest coach in the NFL? There isn't one. They're not dumb.
Oh man.
Okay.
Who's the dumbest?
Ben McAdoo was.
I just think you're.
But he's not. Ben McAdoo was a genius the year before.
Mike Mularkey.
I just think you're assuming too much. Equality is not the right word, but that we're all just.
It's a level playing field.
It's too level.
I do think it's a level playing field, and then some of us catch our break. Why is Roy White in radio? There must be a story, Roy, where
picked him up with waivers.
Got lucky.
But I mean, really,
he's
right?
on radio because of me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, originally, how'd you really originally get your start here?
Again, I mean, it was luck. I got an interview, and I was one of probably 20 candidates that they interviewed for the job.
But there's still.
But what was your job that qualified you? What were you doing at the time?
I produced a weekend show. That was the extent of.
What were you doing before that?
Before that,
you're working at Kroger.
Yeah, I was cutting.
Working at all 3 pizza places in town.
So that's what I'm saying. But But there's other guys serving pizza right now that could do your job, but you're the one that got lucky. Well,
you know what, Mike? I do agree with you. All right, when we come back, the Godfather. Mickey Spagnola is coming up next on the Fan.
The only way you can take the fan with you is the radio.com app. Proudly presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hey, early risers. Chick-fil-A has your mornings covered. During the month of July, log in or download the Chick-fil-A One app and redeem your free 4-count chicken minis at any participating Dallas-Fort Worth area location. Only one order per person while supplies last. Breakfast served until 10:30 a.m.
This summer, a legend will rise.
Hiro-san, focus your mind. I will find the Source Master and return one day to you.
An epic journey across hostile lands.
You must train your heart.
Will carry on a tradition of courage and confidence.
You must speak to your mind and tell it you are never alone.
Self-defense will be redefined.
I've searched the world over. Yes, you have. Perhaps that is the problem.
Critics are raving. It's inspiring with a hero who always knows what to bring.
Hiro-san, it's been with you this whole time. I can't find it. Search within. Within what? Your front pocket.
Of course, my Blue Cross card. Ah, the student has become the master. Blue Legend, now everywhere, through it all.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
All right, everyone. You're probably doing something right now like working, fishing, or driving, or building a 3-story doghouse. So I'll keep this short. Peanuts, caramel. That's what's in a payday bar. Simple. Nuts, that's power food. Caramel, that's just plain good. Fits in your hand, good. Easy to open, great. Easy to eat, even greater. It gives you the energy to keep doing whatever you're doing. And it tastes darn good, too. All right, good talk. Grab a payday bar and get back to doing. Payday. Get to it.
If you plan to enjoy your lawn this summer, remember, so do bugs. Change their plans with Roundup Bug Destroyer from the Home Depot. And right now, save up to $20. Bug Destroyer kills over 100 kinds of insects, even grubs and ticks, and keeps killing for 3 months without harming the lawn. It's a long summer. Better plan accordingly. Right now, when you buy more, you can save more. Up to $20 on Roundup Bug Destroyer. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Selection varies by store.
The Rangers trying to knock off the Astros again tonight at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Hi, everybody. This is Eric Nadel with Matt Hicks and Jared Sandler. Our broadcast begins at 5:30 on 105.3 The Fan.
Jeff Kavanaugh here for My Computer Career. Is your job sucking the life out of you? Wake up. You can do something else. Information technology. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a math and science guy or gal. No problem. No excuses. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
I want all of you, especially if you are female who loves your tan, to turn on the fan cam, please. We're out here at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California. Special Saturday edition of Shan and RJ here outside the Cowboys practice fields where they will put on the pads for the first time later on today for 2018 practices. And on the fan cam, 1053thefan.com/fancam, 1053thefan.com/fancam, you will see the tan that makes Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders envious from Mickey Spagnola. How RJ.
It's amazing.
RJ spray tans. Will you give RJ a tanning lesson on how to do it? I want you to do it from the bottle, the lotion. How long outside? Do you spray tan? Do you go in the booth? Or what? All of it. Teach us.
Genetics.
Italian.
Are you that dark in? If you were to move to Maine, would you be that dark in January?
If the sun was out.
Yeah.
It's the olive oil in my skin.
Yeah. I'm brown like you are naturally, but you are just, you're golden.
I just told Emery, the Cowboys bus driver, he was making fun. He goes, "Oh, look at you, all tanned." I said, "Yeah, I'm almost as tan as you are, buddy."
You're not supposed to say
Not in this
stuff.
climate, not these days, Mickey.
I am good friends with Emery.
Oh, it makes it okay. I got a black friend.
Yeah,
a black friend.
Yeah,
That's
black
fine.
friend, man. We're good.
Do you put on suntan lotion?
No.
Oh,
the only time I use it is when I'm out here standing so much and my forehead starts to dry out.
You've
And
never?
No, I don't use suntan.
How many
lotion.
times have you had stuff burned off your body?
Once or twice in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale for spring break one year. I didn't put anything on, and I got burned. It was the first day too, and I'm in Missouri. We don't have our shirts off in March.
Yeah,
and then I go down there, and I burned pretty bad.
It's amazing, like how the fact that you have not had any kind of your dermatologist on call. It's got to be on call.
No, man. A lot of times I won't use any suntan lotion either. Out at the pool, I don't have to put it on for some reason.
No, but you may get it's dangerous, not from like a burning thing, but like from
He's warning
a
me
skin
to get
cancer.
skin cancer.
Yeah, so he goes and gets the spray tans and lays in the suntan booth and all that stuff.
But I don't try. It just happens.
It's just
I'm
natural.
outside.
And just natural for me. All right. What did you make of Dez versus Lee and Travis and Steven yesterday?
Isn't it amazing in Cowboys training camp when something stirs up? It doesn't just stir up locally, right? It becomes a national event.
America's team.
So I was like, okay, training camp's begun. What would it be without a Cowboy controversy, right?
Yes.
I made out of it that, and this is my opinion. I don't know if I told you about Twitter. Our technology is outdistance our intelligence. And we make mistakes on Twitter
that turn into a firestorm because people read it and they think it's the gospel, and then they react to it, and then we find out it's not accurate, and then it's too late to like take it back, right? It's out there. It's out there. And then the worst part about it is, from a news standpoint, is no one bothers to do any research or anything. They just react to it like, well, that's got to be the truth. Somebody tweeted it. And it is just, I just think it's ruining our society, to tell you the truth. Now, if that sounds like old man Mick, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's
a lot of people agree.
This whole thing yesterday was just ridiculous,
It
right?
was avoidable.
Right.
Avoidable.
And all,
they fired the guy at
Yes.
Sirius who tweeted that out.
And and I'm guessing it's maybe a young intern.
Maybe.
Why is
Well, it could be a young kid.
why is he given that responsibility?
But let's not give credit to people who have been in this business. I'm throwing me under the bus as well. We all do it. Everyone wants Mark Cuban's best line ever was headline porn. We all are after the clicks.
I know.
We manipulate it. And that's people 35, 40 years in the business, or the intern who's told, hey, you better make this story a sexy one.
And they manipulate it to the point where he's got to put at Dez Bryant.
Put him in it.
Yeah, and put him in it to make sure he sees it, right? And it would have been so easy to just tweet out the audio clip, right? Just the
now
whole
they did. They did,
Yeah,
but that's where I
too
blame.
late.
That's where I blame Dez.
And he shouldn't have taken it like it was gospel either. There were no quote marks around what was tweeted out, which was my first reaction when someone showed it to me. I said, "Well, where's the audio?" And they go, "Well, they summarize it." I said, "Well, how do I know it's accurate? There's no quote marks." That was my first instinct, and and then here we are, and then everybody here's got to kind of clean everything up, and then we go from there, and it's a day later, and we're still talking about it.
All right, I want to play Steven's response after Dez went off. So they were made aware of it during practice. Sean Lee gave his statement. This is Stephen Jones clarifying that what he said originally was not an attack on Dez.
Obviously, these are tough times, in terms of, how this has turned out. And, Dez is thinking about his future, and certainly not easy on anybody. We all know what we do, but no one knows more about what I think of Dez than me, and it certainly wasn't intended to be negative. He
Can you speak to the idea that maybe the people in charge asked players for their opinions, and maybe that set things up?
Any other questions?
Can you clarify what you meant in your statement so that it is a little bit clearer, maybe?
No, I thought I did. You got great players like Dez and Witten. They want the ball, and everybody sees it. It's on every team. The great players, the great receivers, the guys who catch the ball want the ball, and they let their quarterbacks know that sometimes. And I was a quarterback. I understand that, but certainly in no way was it intended to be negative.
Steve, are you surprised he hasn't found a team yet?
I don't know all the details. It's my understanding he's had opportunities, and he's just weighing his opportunities. And, when he decides what he wants to do, I'm sure he'll make that decision with the people who are advising him.
Will this be distracting for the players at all? You guys have been focused so much on moving forward.
I don't think so. Guys will handle this and move on.
Snake, stale offense. Who's clueless in the front office? What do you think of all Dez's responses?
And here's the bottom line, how I answer all those things, and I'm sure you guys are tired of it, right? Tired. 8 games into the season, they're averaging 28 points a game. Stale offense? What happened, right? What happened?
Yep.
The year before, 13-3, averaged 28 points a game. Stale offense. All this BS about Dez can't run routes. How did he have the seasons he's had? Things happened last year, and it affected everybody. And it depended on how those people reacted to it. It affected Dak. He didn't make excuses. He put the whole thing on his shoulders. It wasn't all on his shoulders.
I make the excuses for him because
you don't need an excuse. All you got to do is point out what happened. And we all know. And so it affected Dak. If it affected Dak, it affected the wide receivers.
Right.
If it affected the wide receivers, it affected the running game without Zeke in there. And it just snowballed. And And, and everything blew up. So part of the Cowboys' decision, I'll guarantee you, had to do with finances with Dez Bryant. And part of it had to do, I think, with what Sean Lee had to say, that, he wasn't going to take responsibility on his own shoulders. It was going to be somebody else's fault. And sometimes you have to be accountable to yourself, I think. So, the whole thing, it was like, okay, we're done with it. Now, here it is. It comes back. And I thought Jason, and he sort of talked about it after the press conference on how, you just got to focus every day on what you need to do, and you can't worry about all the outside BS. Otherwise, gosh, they would never think about football. So I would think in the player's mind, it's over with. The pads come on. It's time to play football.
Hypothetical, if Dez Bryant signs with the New Orleans Saints, he'll have what type of year?
I think he'll have a decent year. I don't know if it'll be great. I don't know if it'll be 80 catches for 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns, but I think he could help the New Orleans Saints. And by no means do I think he's done. I still think he can be a credible receiver. Now, does he have to be the lead dog all the time? No, maybe not. What if he's your second receiver? What if you were bringing Dez Bryant in off the bench on third down? Not bad. I mean, not bad.
Adrian Peterson, could still have a 140-yard game.
Right.
Yeah. He's
right.
not. But he's done being a.
But he's not going to do it every week.
100-yard receiver.
Yeah.
A running back.
Yeah. And so I just think he can help somebody. Now it's up to him what kind of contract he wants, because he started off with, I want a 1-year deal, prove myself, and then I'm going to get a big deal. Well, okay, but on a 1-year deal, unfortunately, they're not going to give you $12 million. They're going to say, okay, here's $5 million. Can you come and play? I don't know if he wants to do that.
Mickey Spagnola, Twin Peaks Hot Seat, Cowboys training camp here on 105.3 The Fan. Who has jumped out to you so far out here on the field?
Well, the guy that did so during the offseason, and really what they did these first 2 days, it was a continuation of the offseason, was Jihad Ward, the defensive tackle. He was a defensive end at Illinois, second-round pick of the Raiders, started 13 games his rookie year, was not overwhelming with stats. The second year, he had foot surgery before the start of training camp, and he only played in 5 games, and they basically gave up on him when they traded him to the Cowboys for Ryan Switzer. So I don't know what he was, but Rod Marinelli thinks he's a defensive tackle, and he moved him inside. And one of the things Marinelli liked about him was not only his first step quickness, but for a guy that's 6'5", 290, you got to be able to bend. And he thinks he has incredible agility to bend and be a defensive tackle. And I told Rod, I said, now look, I said, you're the one that told me pads are everything. I saw what he did with no pads on, taking David Irving's spot at the 3 technique. I said, but now the pads come on. And Marinelli's answer was, I would be surprised when the pads come on if he doesn't continue to do what he's been doing. So to me, that was a pretty good endorsement of this guy. And it's needed because Irving's not going to play the first 4 games. Who knows if he's going to play any games this year, right?
Yes.
So you need somebody to make a difference at that 3 technique. And the only other guy that's really played it that well is Malik Collins, and he's been playing the 1, and he's still coming back from a fractured foot. So if they hit on Jihad Ward, it'd be like a godsend that this landed in their lap. So to me, he's the guy not only that stood out to me, because it's really hard to tell out here. They haven't gone against each other, team in team. But in the offseason, he did. And now the pads come on, and we'll see. And the good thing today is they're going to do some one-on-one pass rush drills.
Oh, baby.
So not only do we get to see the defensive ends, but we get to see the offensive linemen and who they pair them up against. We know what 4 of the 5 starters are going to do. Now, Connor Williams, here we go.
Yeah.
Can you take on Jihad Ward?
They go put Randy Gregory in these pass rush drills, or
not yet. I think Randy Gregory probably continues to work on the side with the strength and conditioning
on the yoga field.
On the yoga field, yeah, for at least another maybe a week or so, and then get him in there. And we got to remember, again, playing football and the little he did, 2 games. It's 2.5 years since 2 games.
Were you guys going over the yoga poses together before you showed it to Zeke?
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
I did the sitting in the chair at the deal.
Let's see it.
Huh?
Let's see it.
I did it already. It's on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Rob Phillips.
You do? You do yoga?
No, I don't.
They
just wanted me to act like I could squat down and sit.
You got to do it with your feet together, though.
Well, no, they were doing it with like.
They were wrong.
Yeah. Well, I saw Dak do it. He was pretty good.
Dak's right. Dak's right at everything.
His butt almost hit the ground. It was pretty good.
I haven't been in journalism school in a long time. I want y'all. Can I show this to the
Sure,
fan cam?
go ahead.
What is this? Is this shorthand?
No, it's my handwriting.
What?
Look behind. Look at the page behind it.
Look when I was going fast.
That's right. But do you know how to do shorthand?
No, I don't know shorthand. I got my own shorthand.
Doney, do you know it? I'm asking all the journalists. Were you ever taught shorthand?
No, I'd learned to type.
Okay, so
my handwriting was so bad in junior high that I used to get D's in penmanship.
But there's so much left unwritten on your notes. Like, how do you even put full sentences
Okay, try
together?
to read this with Mickey next to you. All
right,
for real.
Okay.
Well,
I'll buy your first drink at the bar.
I just come close.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll listen to it.
Well, that's
again.
what I mean. Okay. Yeah. So you listen back to it again to give you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to read this in Mickey voice. No, I'm kidding.
No,
that's okay.
What you saw, McCaffrey, Willett, the saw, Eichel,
all right,
spray, real crisp to do you.
All right, Mick. Now, what does that mean? Tell us what it really says.
What we saw on
he can't read it
on time is what we saw in the spring. So what we saw before was what we saw in the spring. Really excited to see him. And let's see who we were talking about.
Hang on, let's Choppy read it.
RJ, he was talking about Van Der Esch.
Okay.
All right.
Do one more, maybe the back.
Okay.
You used to think if physicians had bad handwriting. That's nothing compared to this.
I told you I got D's in penmanship.
Man, and when did they stop teaching shorthand, I wonder? Is shorthand out like cursive?
Oh, it was way out.
Way out. But
I think when I was in high school, they still had shorthand classes for the girls.
Oh.
Bo Delicate, E. Mendez, Rico, Fortnite.
All
right.
Remy 2 program.
All right, that's it.
Dak Itchbein Dar Nommel.
Mick, what's it say? Give us the first 2 or 3 sentences.
Be deliberate and mindful, meaning that's how they were going to treat.
Oh, the yoga. That's part of the yoga practice.
Like E. Mendez.
How they were going to treat Randy Gregory. The question about Rico was we just need to continue to keep him in the program.
Gosh.
Dak, I think he's done a remarkable job so far.
Give me this. I'm going to hold this up. This is it, y'all. This is it. On the 1053thefan.com/fancam. We'll see you practice. Put some suntan lotion on. He don't need
Let me get a picture of that, Mick.
I need suntan lotion?
No, you don't. You're good to go. You're golden.
Wait, look at this. This is filled up.
I don't even
Let
want
me
to
get a
see
picture of that,
anymore.
Mick.
Mickey Spagnola. Let's bring in the TV talent. Well, I guess Mick is sometimes TV talent.
Yeah, multi-talented.
He's a new co-host at The Fan. He sits down with us next.
Public notice. Hail damage Chevrolets from the GM Arlington plant are on sale now at Classic Chevrolet. ChevyHailSale.com. Choose from over 330 slightly hail damaged Tahoes and Suburbans. Find new roads. Reserve yours at ClassicChevrolet.com or ChevyHailSale.com.
Hey, it's KT, and I know it's tough to be active and do the things you love if you're not getting quality sleep. I know this because I was settling for bad sleep on my old pillow, but not anymore. Now with MyPillow, I get that deep, feeling refreshed the next morning sleep that I need. I couldn't do the things that I need to do unless I get the kind of sleep that MyPillow gives me. And I want you to enjoy it too. Now for the summer, MyPillow has brought back their buy one MyPillow and get one absolutely free offer. Just go to MyPillow.com and make sure to use my promo code KRLD. Get one for you and one for your wife, husband, neighbor, the mailman. Who cares? MyPillow is 100% machine washable and dryable. It comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of MyPillow's very best offer. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the buy one, get one free special, and use the promo code KRLD. Or give them a call, 800-305-9632, 800-305-9632. You can also use my promo code KRLD to get up to 50% off all the items on the MyPillow website. The promo code is KRLD at MyPillow.com.
Autoplex Mitsubishi Summer Season Pass Sales Event.
Get 0 down, 0% and 0 payment until 2019. Only at Autoplex Mitsubishi. Hi, I'm Doug Baum, owner of Autoplex Mitsubishi. You owe it to yourself to come see America's most fuel-efficient SUV lineup. Check out the all-new Eclipse Cross with a 1.5 turbo, or the 7-passenger Outlander starting under $21,000. Or how about the 2018 Outlander Sport starting at $15,995? Only at our 2 great locations in Louisville or Hurst. Can you get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payment until 2019? Visit us at Autoplex.com.
Hey, Ben and Skin here for Rubin and Associates. When it comes to your financial situation, nothing is more damaging than compounding debt like credit cards, medical debt, late mortgage payments, or if you're trying to reestablish your credit. If this is something you're dealing with, then do what more and more fan listeners are doing. Make the free call to Mark Rubin at 1-800-LAWYERS. Mark's going to run through your financial situation and help you fix it. For almost 25 years, he's been dealing with the IRS and credit card companies for thousands of fan listeners just like you right here in DFW.
Hey, it's important that you're not fooled by these out-of-state so-called debt relief companies or online credit repair. Listen, don't risk compromising your identity on the internet. Make the free call to our guy Mark Rubin right here in the DFW at 1-800-LAWYERS and get secure, trusted, proven results. We all know Mark personally. He's our friend, he's a great partner, and an incredible resource that we all trust. Now is the time to make the call. You got to call our buddy Mark Rubin at 1-800-LAWYERS. That's 1-800-LAWYERS.
Chick-fil-A is here to make your morning a little easier by giving away a free 4-count of Chick-fil-A chicken minis through the Chick-fil-A One app. Just log in or download, redeem that free wake-up call, and show up at any participating Dallas-Fort Worth restaurant before 10:30 a.m. Limited to 1 order per person while supplies last.
DFW Restaurant Week's 21st anniversary officially kicks off with Specialty Bites, Thursday, August 9th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Crockett Row at West 7th in Fort Worth. Enjoy music, cocktails, and tasty bites. For tickets and info, visit DFWRestaurantWeek.com, benefiting the North Texas Food Bank and Lena Pope.
Well, summertime has arrived, which means travel plans and summer activities. Give yourself peace of mind with DFW Security's 5-diamond rated alarm monitoring for only $12.95 a month. Even better, Skin, why not upgrade to smart security?
Secure your home, add cameras, and automate your lights, locks, thermostats, and garage door. Plus, you view and control them all from your phone with DFW Security's all-in-one mobile app powered by Alarm.com. DFW Security. Call now and get 2 months free when you mention the Ben and Skin Show. 888-594-5018 or visit DFWSecurity.com.
Jeff Kavanaugh here for My Computer Career. Is your job sucking the life out of you? Wake up. You can do something else. Information technology. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a math and science guy or gal. No problem. No excuses. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
Cowboys camp is underway, and you can count on your home of the Cowboys to be there for you every single day. Plus, we'll bring you the uncomfortable stories that happen at our Dez Bryant Tequila Beach House. Camp coverage is brought to you by DMS Roofing, Albertson's Tom Thumb, and Twin Peaks on your Turn It On, Leave It On Cowboys Station, 105.3 The Fan.
All right, let's bring in the TV talent, the real newsmakers out here, not us radio guys. Actually, he is a radio guy now. The new co-host at The Fan. It's Shan and RJ with the live Saturday edition from Cowboys training camp on DFW Sports Station. It's Pat Doney, NBC5 on the Fan Cam, 105.3thefan.com/fan cam. Say what's up and tell us what this drink is, because we're going to have a Mexican food discussion that I've been dying to have during the commercial break. Okay, so this is my bad. Here you go. TMP, we got his mic. There we go.
There we go. Okay. Well, first of all, boys, thanks for having me.
Yes. Oh,
welcome to California. A little cooler than Texas. Yeah, it is. Just a touch.
This is your.
So I grew up about 2.5 hours from here, south. Okay, south of LA in Huntington Beach.
Ooh, and that's where my family is.
That's where the U.S. Open of surfing is this weekend. Oh. Okay, the Masters in golf. For surfing, the U.S. Open, every year it's in Huntington Beach.
Wouldn't the U.S. Open in golf be the U.S. Open in surfing?
Well, that's a fair point. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with that.
The
point
surf?
is I grew up surfing. It's been a little while, but not very well anymore. But I used to surf all the time. Yeah, it was kind of a go-to thing. But yeah, so this is Rubio's. Okay, this is my favorite taco and Mexican place in California. It's Baja Mexican food, seafood tacos, seafood burritos, and salads. The original fish taco there. literally might be my favorite food that they have. So every time that I come to California for training camp, it's definitely a place I hit up more than once when I'm here for about 3 weeks.
So the California Mexican food, Texas might be careful. Your ratings might go down.
No. So here's I think they're both great. They're just very different, man. If you eat at Rubio's or then you go eat at, any of maybe my favorite place I think is Chiloso in South Lake is my favorite taco place in North Texas, Tex-Mex. Both are outstanding. Both are very different. You won't find queso at Rubio's, but you won't find the seafood tacos the way that you do, I think, when you get to Texas. So,
okay, I like it.
It's a win-win.
Okay. So are you bitter that you're in the Texas heat and then come back here to the California weather you grew up in?
Man, I love living in Texas. I like the heat, and it doesn't really bother me that much. I haven't lived here in California since I was 18. So, it's been 15 years. I'm 33 now. So it's hard to believe that it's been that long. I do miss the beach quite a bit. Every time I come out, I love being around here. But my wife and I and our kids, man, we love living in Texas. She's from Virginia. So we've kind of split the country in half. And one of the great things, as you guys know, living in Dallas-Fort Worth is nonstop flights almost anywhere in the world. And so we get to travel quite a bit and fly in and out, no problem.
I will say this, whether it's athletes or friends, people come to the Metroplex, they do not leave.
No, they don't.
Like I was talking to Sandler about Shin-Soo Choo. I'm like, Choo going to get moved? And he's like, doesn't matter if he gets traded.
He's not moving from South Lake.
He's not moving.
Yeah, he'll live in South Lake forever.
And Dion didn't go. And Mike
Cole Hamels is doing the same thing too. He made it very clear before that no matter where his baseball career was going to go, he's a San Diego guy.
Yeah.
He said, "No, man, we're not leaving South Lake. We're going to live there for the rest of our life. We're settled there."
Like they live out like that in that area, and it's awesome. It's a great place to live, great place to raise a fish, especially with kids.
Great schools.
Schools are like South Lake. It was Chew and Hamilton.
No state
schools
tax.
are amazing. Yeah.
Inexpensive property when you compare it to the other major, TV markets or big cities in the U.S.
That's the thing. We complain about oh man, price of houses is going so high.
Dude,
we got it so easy. It's amazing. We drove by, literally, in Oxnard, 2-bedroom rundown just dumps. Maybe 5 miles from the beach, $600,000.
I was just going to say, so my parents live in Huntington Beach. Okay. Place across the street from theirs is for sale now. 1,300 square feet. Okay. Built in the 60s. So this is not new and not nice. All right. This is 10 minutes from the water. This is where I grew up. My parents' house they live in now is where I grew up as well. Listed for $740,000. It's
crazy.
But then again, it's 75 degrees today, and it will be 345 days out of the year. So you get what you pay for from that perspective. But man, to me, I love living in Dallas. I love covering this Cowboys team. Always something interesting, man. It's never slow, even with the guys who aren't on the team anymore. Going to social media like yesterday.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called a professional segue. Pat wants to talk about sports and the Cowboys. Pat Doney, NBC5 Twin Peaks hot seat here on the Fan. Take us through the storylines and your opinions on them.
Well, man, first of all, yesterday was just bizarre. I mean, first of all, for Sirius to tweet what they did and put that out in the way they did, I thought it was irresponsible.
That guy got fired.
Did he really?
They fired him.
Man,
they fired him.
That's zero.
Careful with those fingers right there.
Which
Sean.
Ethically, that was a hands joke. I caught that. Ethically, I get it. All the media is so guilty of the same thing. I feel a little bit bad for the guy.
I would imagine I have no idea, but to me, if you did that and you got fired for it, that's probably because this was the third time you did it and they had warned you. I can't imagine one mistake like that is worth a dismissal.
You would think that would not be a one strike and get fired kind of thing. But that said, their entire business is based on relationships with NFL personalities, NFL players, coaches, executives. Yeah. So you're really flirting with danger there if you're fracturing that relationship.
That's a good point. You could probably get away with it at Bleacher Report, but maybe not the NFL Network and maybe not Sirius, who has that connection.
No question about it. So, but I thought it was hilarious that all of this went down on the same day that Jason Witten writes the story about the value in turning off notifications for pro athletes on social media.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
Put your phone down, man. Whether you feel that way or not, it wasn't the way to react in my opinion. And I was surprised at the way the Cowboys came right back. Sean Lee not backing down at all, basically saying, look, we butted heads as teammates last year, and the reason why is because this dude was not willing to be accountable for his actions. And it's like, dang, man.
Yes.
It was the real deal. So fascinating story. It's never slow here.
Whose side you take in it in The Dez defender saying, Steven, enough. We get it. Yeah, you didn't criticize him. Stop bringing his name up. Sean Lee is a snake. He was sitting right across and didn't say this stuff while teammates. Or, yeah, Sean Lee, you're basically echoing why Dez Bryant is no longer here.
You know, I just have a hard time believing that this was much more than maybe management coming to guys like Sean Lee and Travis Frederick and saying, hey, what do you think about this and this? And if he doesn't come to the defense of Dez Bryant, is that selling Dez Bryant out? I think it's a really delicate situation there. And I think this team has clearly gone out of its way to try and get rid of the big personalities, the big, I hate to use the word, like the needy guys.
The lightning rods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this team right now. You have one guy over 30 that doesn't play special teams. Okay, it's Sean Lee. Everybody else, okay, is young, new, and they don't have those lightning rod personalities anymore. To me, it was they're making a conscious effort to try and be a team that just hammers the football, plays good defense, dominates on the offensive line, and they do so with a bunch of guys who are willing to kind of not be in the limelight, not go and demand the football in that way. And I think that I don't think that's an accident. So is that a bad decision for this organization? Is it bad for Sean Lee to say that Dez Bryant doesn't fit that mold? I don't think so. I think that they probably want to get to that, what they were 2 years ago. And the best way, in my opinion, to get back to that is to get back to what they did best. And that's give the ball to Zeke, dominate on the offensive line. And I think their defense has a chance to be better this year than it was 2 years ago with some of these guys growing and getting better in the secondary. Leighton Vander Esch, David Irving, if he ever plays. Tank Lawrence has shown he can do it now. I think there's real potential for this Cowboys defense. And if you can run the football and play good defense, if your quarterback doesn't turn the football over, you have a chance to win more games than you don't. And that's all you need. If you can win 10 games, you're in the playoffs.
Tell us some of these stories that you're working on for TV.
Man, I'm telling you, this team has some fascinating ones. And so I sat down and did a one-on-one interview with Tavon Austin yesterday.
Man, he's getting the hype up.
He's explosive. I mean, you just watch him in person and you can see it. Melvin Gordon of the Chargers just retweeted and with the phrase "best highlight film I've ever seen," the video of Tavon Austin's high school highlights back in the day.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, it's sick. It looks like you're playing Madden on like the rookie level, okay, kind of stuff with what he's doing.
But Pat, he's not a new player.
I know.
Why his NFL career has been a disappointment. Now all of a sudden here it's just going to explode and flourish. I have a hard time.
No. I don't think he's going to explode and flourish, but I do think he gives them the chance to hit a home run, and they haven't had that. I mean, who on this team last year could have taken the ball on a quick screen at the 8-yard line and go 92?
No one.
Maybe.
One
you know
guy,
what I'm saying?
Zeke,
And that's it. And so now they have a guy who can do that. And so he's fired up to be here too, man. He said that he wasn't excited about the trade at the time, but talking with Jerry Jones and feeling wanted, now he's all in. Man, he's going to be playing this season too with a pretty heavy heart. His mentor at West Virginia, a woman named Pat Sparks, lost her battle with cancer back in May. He called her a second mother. And so we talked a lot about how much she meant to him, how he's going to be playing in her honor this year. So I'm excited to tell that story. And then you have new Cowboys offensive line coach, Paul Alexander, is a fascinating guy, very interesting, very funny. He's an amazing pianist, okay? Plays classical piano. And so I'm getting ready to next week set him up on the field with a keyboard and let him just go to town on the football field and show how he can play the piano. And when I talked to him about it the other day, you should have seen his face, man. He was lighting up. He is so excited to show his piano playing ability. And so that'll be a story that we have next week as well.
What songs are you going to have him play?
Whatever he wants, man. Whatever Beethoven. I think he's like that Beethoven, Bach, It's classical style stuff. And I'm going to let him just go to town and have a great time. And hopefully it turns into a great story.
Here's my biggest question about Tavon.
Hey, okay. Right. I was going to go. I'll go on Paul. You the Tavon.
Okay. They don't throw screens.
Okay.
They had the second fewest screen passes thrown in the league last year.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't throw that. They probably don't have a play called for it. It's probably not even in their playbook.
Yeah, the new one's going to be called screen to Tavon left. Hey, look,
do you buy that the offense will look different?
I think that they will. To answer your question, for the most part, the answer is no. Okay, I think they're going to run the football a lot, and I think the difference this year compared to 2 years ago will be they'll get back to what it was 2 years ago. I don't think Dak's going to be taking a lot of shots down the field. It's going to be a high completion percentage. It's going to be moving the chains, and it's going to be winning the game by getting 5 yards of carry with Zeke. And you know what? Cowboys fans last year hated it. 2 years ago, they loved when the Cowboys went into other buildings and the other team knew they could not stop them from doing that.
True.
And I think they're going to go back to that. But I do think there will be some aspects to the game that they have that college offense is what Scott Linehan has called it. And I think Tavon's a big part of that because I do think they will get the ball in his hands 3 to 4 times a game. And they're hoping one of those 4 times he can break off for a big gain, 20, 30, maybe even more yards, for a huge play. So they're going to basically say, hey, man, you're going to have 3 or 4 shots in this game to do your thing. And if you don't do it in those 3 or 4, it's on to the next game to see if you can do it that time.
Okay. What shows have you co-hosted at the Fan so far?
So I've co-hosted, I filled in for you in the morning when you were gone.
Yeah.
And then I co-hosted G-Bag when Gavin Dawson was out. Okay. And that was it, just the two.
So what's your scouting report on the people in the building?
Well, I think right now,
snake them, Dez them, Sean,
Pat Snake Doney. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's
what this is right now.
Yeah,
Pat Snake Doney.
If I wasn't scared of snakes, I would do a Sean Lee one-on-one with a snake around my neck.
Let's go buy a rubber snake.
That would be fantastic. Let's see. Bassick knows baseball better than I know anything. Okay. I mean, he knew his stuff there.
Except how to play it.
Well, I was going to say to talk about it. At least, right? Go that route right there.
Bassick's listening right now, so I had to take a shot.
No question. Let's see. The morning show, we had some fun. Roy's music choices were bizarre. Okay,
it's good.
We had a walk-up music segment when you were gone because it was going to be in a home run derby, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I want this wizard rap song," and I was like, "Does this exist?"
Hell yeah!
And then he played it, and I said, "Really? Does this exist?" You know,
it
was the worst song of all time.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. No, I mean, look, here's the thing that I love about the Fan guys, and the whole Tolo thing. I listen to you guys. I mean, and I do consistently. I'm not just saying that. It's on the radio when I'm driving to and from work, and maybe not as much when my kids are in the car because you never know what Choppy's going to say. But but you guys do a great job of it just being a conversation with guys who clearly know and like each other. Yeah, this isn't a fraud. This isn't a fake.
Listening to our station?
Well, maybe not in your show.
We're a little too loose, probably.
No, but I'm saying it feels like a bunch of buddies talking sports just with more access than the casual sports fan in Dallas. And that's what drew me to it. That's what made me want to be more a part of it. And so you guys have welcomed me with open arms, and I appreciate that. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun going forward.
Pat Doney, NBC 5. Oh, when's the Jerry one-on-one?
Okay, we're going to have Jerry Jones live tomorrow night on NBC 5. 10:15 p.m. That'll be good. And then I'm getting ready to go do some live shots tonight in our newscast at 6 p.m. Talking a little about Zeke, and then also about, you've heard of goat yoga. We're talking Cowboys yoga today, and so it'll be a lot of fun to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The story tonight at 10 o'clock, Joe Thomas, Cowboys linebacker, a new guy from the Packers. His dad, Joe Thomas Sr., is the dude who played at South Carolina State and got in a game at 55 years old.
Oh, wow.
Remember that guy a couple of years ago who played running back? That was Joe Thomas Sr. Joe Thomas Jr. is a Cowboys linebacker now, and they love the guy. So a lot of fun talking with him today about that. So look for that story on the 10 o'clock show tonight as well.
Bam, there it is. Pat Doney, our new teammate, NBC 5. Let's get Roy on the wireless. Yes. Jerry's holding some important ceremony out there.
The mayor's out
by
there,
the way, we'll tease this for the next segment. We may have some breaking news we need to get into concerning the other team currently in the Metroplex. We'll discuss that after
the other one. We have multiple. FC Dallas?
The other team that's playing currently in the Metroplex.
Breaking Ranger news?
The Texas Rangers.
Wow.
Let's get into it next.
The one place to grab the Fan wherever you go. AA Best Bail Bonds presents radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
I think that for many people, having that Blue Cross card is a measure of safety. And it's a good feeling to know that if you needed to access care virtually anywhere, you have the ability to be able to do that and to take care of your family. I'm Dr. Dan McCoy, and I'm the president of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. The journeys that people go through in healthcare are challenging. And I think the idea that that Blue Cross card in your pocket is going to be with you through all of that, you can't question it. We've been around for almost 90 years, and so our brand brings trust. There's some measure of safety in having a Blue Cross card, and the ability to have that card gives you the security to know that your healthcare needs will be met. It's also knowing that they have access to the healthcare they need when they need it. So if I know that we've made a difference in someone's life, I get a little emotional. Clearly, it's a job, but it's more than that.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
DFW Restaurant Week, presented by your Metroplex Cadillac dealers, is back for its 21st year. Starting August 13th, over 140 of our best restaurants create a 3-course dinner, specially priced at either $39 or $49, with a portion benefiting the North Texas Food Bank or Lena Pope. DFW Restaurant Week gives you the opportunity to explore our thriving culinary scene, discover new delectable cuisines, or savor classic DFW favorites. Treat yourself and help others. Go to DFWRestaurantWeek.com to make a reservation. See all the restaurants at DFWRestaurantWeek.com, from 214 Interactive, BeefLovingTexans.com, D Magazine, EarthX, FedEx Office, Holmes Murphy, Open Table, and the Star Telegram. Presented by your Metroplex Cadillac dealers.
Public notice. Hail damage Chevrolets from the GM Arlington plant are on sale now at Classic Chevrolet. ChevyHailSale.com. Choose from over 330 slightly hail damaged Tahoes and Suburbans. Find new roads. Reserve yours at ClassicChevrolet.com or ChevyHailSale.com.
Cowboys fans and JCPenney Rewards members, they've got an exclusive offer for you. Starting August 3rd at 10 a.m., JCPenney Rewards members can purchase an exclusive Dallas Cowboys training camp t-shirt giving you MVP access. Not a rewards member? Sign up at the register, buy your t-shirt, and get your voucher. Hurry, JCPenney Dallas Cowboys training camp t-shirts are limited and will go fast. JCPenney, style and value for all. Approximately 5,000 t-shirts available across select DFW area JCPenney stores. Must be a JCP Rewards member to purchase t-shirt. Available while supplies last. Limit 6 per customer. See DallasCowboys.com/JCPenney for list of stores and details.
DFW Restaurant Week announces FedEx Office as our new 4th course partner. Spend $10 at any FedEx office in DFW and request a 4th course certificate while supplies last. Redeem your free 4th course certificate during DFW Restaurant Week. Restaurants serving a 4th course are listed at DFWRestaurantWeek.com.
You know the dreaded feeling, realizing you need to start car shopping. Well, thanks to D&M Leasing, car shopping in the heat is now a thing of the past. With D&M's Easy Lease, you'll make no down payment and save up to 50% versus buying. D&M offers any make, any model, and mileage forgiveness comes standard on every Easy Lease. Call D&M Leasing today at any local area code in 35 lease. That's 35LEASE, or visit dmautoleasing.com. The call is free. Not calling will cost you thousands.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
Hey, it's Kavon Dawson, and Kelly Moore Paints is the painter's paint store. Kelly Moore has a wide variety of paint products to meet your needs in the quantity you need when you need it. Kelly Moore Paints has over 1,700 colors to choose from, and the staff will make sure you have the tools and expertise to get the job done right. This July, get 15% off retail price on Cabot exterior stains. Visit kellymore.com and sign up for a free color sample coupon, redeemable at your neighborhood Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Cowboys camp is underway. Fan proudly brings you the best coverage with lots of stories from our Dulce Vita Tequila Beach House. The Fans Camp coverage is presented by Albertsons Tom Thumb, the Omni Frisco, and DMS Roofing. You deserve the best Cowboys coverage, and we deliver. A Fan.
This is the exclusive home of your Rangers, 105.3 The Fan, KRLD FM HD1, Dallas-Fort Worth.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, this is Shan and RJ on 105.3 The Fan.
All right, we got about 20 more minutes before Jared Sandler joins us for all the latest Ranger rumor and news. They went to the armpit yesterday. They beat down the Astros game 1 of their series on the home of the Rangers. And, of course, we're the home of America's team. Yeah. Special morning show edition on a Saturday from Cowboys training camp here in Oxnard. Let's get to your tease, though, what you said about Ranger news.
So the breaking news as it stands right now is that Ryan Rue is going to the DL and that they're calling up Ariel Gerardo, who is a highly touted Rangers prospect, one of the higher touted prospects that they have. None of them are very highly touted. But Evan Grant also included in this little write-up that Adrian Beltre appears to be weighing whether or not he'd like to go to a contender like the Atlanta Braves, who have reportedly reached out to the Rangers about a possible deal. Says he has not been presented with a specific deal, but also acknowledges that he still wants to win, so he hasn't resigned himself to go giving up on that. Evan Grant tweeted about it. Emily Jones tweeted about it. Said she asked Adrian if he would be willing to waive his no-trade clause to allow a trade to go through to Atlanta. He would not respond. He said, Emily, that's a little bit too personal right now. So it sounds like, as Evan points out, over the next several days, Adrian Beltre will ultimately be able to make a decision on what his future could be with the Rangers or elsewhere. And that may ultimately be what decides whether or not he gets moved before the trade deadline that comes up on Tuesday.
Okay. And Delino is brought back up. So, Chop, let's get your thoughts. You have been a humongous fan of what Atlanta is doing. So, your thoughts on a belt trade possibility?
Well, look, I mean, I think he'd be terrific for them. He is obviously a big-time veteran presence on a team that doesn't have a veteran presence, really. I mean, they got Freddie Freeman, who has been he's a vet. But other than that, it's a very young team in Atlanta. I think Beltray would do wonders there. Do I think anything less of him that he would I think it's great that he wants to stay here. And he's to his point.
Why do you think it's great
that he wants to stay here?
Yeah.
Because he knows what he's comfortable in.
I agree with
You
that.
know,
I
he's
think it's cool that he's decided that Texas is going to be the spot he wants to finish his career.
Like to see him again. Do what you want, but I still think he can be a heavy enough contributor to go win a title. You want to sit here and rot?
He absolutely can be. Maybe he doesn't think that he's defined by that. Maybe maybe he doesn't think Atlanta has a really good chance of it either. It could be that. It could be that he doesn't think Atlanta is a team that has a chance to win a championship, and that's why he would try to wait for someplace else.
Okay. Joey Gallo rumors from earlier in Wes Sandler in about 15 minutes.
Joey Gallo rumors are multiple teams have inquired about dealing for him. This is according to MLB trade rumors. Then Evan Grant had the story as well. Phillies and Indians are two teams that have been the most aggressive in pursuing Gallo. The thought is that he may actually have some of the most value in this organization as a trade chip. Some of his value in his ability to hit the home run it clouds our judgment on him. Okay. The judgment on him when it comes to the batting average, we think really, really low of Joey Gallo. His ability to hit the home run makes him a much more league average player. His WAR is right there at league average at 1.3 for an outfielder. So he's not as bad as we make him out to be. At least the thought is that that's what the league views.
Okay. We have a Cowboys ceremony going on, taking place on the practice field. So we are going to have Roy and Choppy go out with the wireless and see if Jerry Jones gives us another golden quote. We've had circumcised mosquitoes.
Glory hole.
Glory
hole.
Glory hole's the number one seed. RJ, what was that, 6 years ago?
Yes, it was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Hard to believe. So you guys, when you're out there, just let me know and paint the picture of what's going on. And if nothing's happening, we'll create something.
I have walked out here. Wow.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. As far as things going on right now,
RJ's reaction, let me guess, he's by the Cowboy cheerleaders.
No. I'm on the other side of the field from them. They're used in the left practice field, which for years they didn't do. For years they used the right one. But they set these giant stands up that go the entire length of the field. And on the left side, that's where the ceremony is. The cheerleaders are on the field, circled around. There's a big NFL balloon. Boy, I'm really detailing this here.
Yeah.
So
it's a press conference. It's a ceremony. What is impressive, the amount of people that show up to the opening camp ceremony. Now, I know like they're here for the first padded practice too. Yeah, that's all really exciting. But the amount of people that are here for the opening ceremony is actually pretty impressive.
Okay.
Like it's pretty substantial. I would say the stands right now are 75% full.
Yeah.
And they go up probably about 20 deep. So there's quite a few people out here. The mayor of Oxnard, I believe, is who this woman is, who is kind of introducing the Cowboys, thanking them for coming out here as they do every year. The deal out here in Oxnard runs till 2020. So
basically it sounds like a whole big bag of nothing.
It is a big bag.
All right, come back up here.
Quite honest,
forget all that.
It's a big bag of nothing.
We'll BS here until Sandler comes on. Thank you, TMP, for setting up the wireless. I wanted to get the Jerry Jones opening speech, but we'll wait on that, and I'm sure someone will be recording. We are brought to you by Dulce Vita Tequila, Twin Peaks, DMS Roofing, Omni Frisco, and Albertsons, and Tom Thumb. Charles Robinson, our buddy from Yahoo, has been out here for Cowboys practice. Here are his top observations. I absolutely see why Cheeto is getting his hype. Brian Broaddus has been in love with the potential of Cheeto Awuzie, so Charles Robinson echoes that. Number 2, no idea what kind of weight he's at, but Randy Gregory is noticeably thicker. That's good. I think they said 242 the other day. That's what Jason Garrett said.
That was it.
242.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen is 100%. We can stop asking. Woo!
100% what?
100%. He's got
human. That's
healthy,
what he is.
explosive, dynamic. He's 100% Notre Dame. It sounds like to me, Choppy.
No.
Well, we can't judge it off that one clip.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
That was so bad, it could be judged. We could judge everything off that one.
That was Fisher sending out a practice clip. Mickey said he's looked good. Broadus said he's looked good. I think we're taking way too much into that one coverage clip. Look, let's guess a percentage. Let's just play a guessing game. What percent do you think Jalen was moving last year? And what percent do you think he'll be moving this year? I want to see where you all estimate the growth that can and the improvement that can take place with the nerve. You go first, Roy.
70 to 75% last year, 90 to 95 to 100% this year.
Woo! I like that.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't have anything to gauge it on, so I probably should be saying I probably should be hedging my bets a little bit by saying 90. But he looks better, and everybody's talked about how he looks better. He's not playing with that big bulky brace, which obviously speaks to the fact that he feels better. So I don't know why you wouldn't be a little bit optimistic that things have gotten better over the course of the last year and a half, which is the timeline that people kind of said this would be, right? We're to that timeline.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna try to dig up that same play that Fish took a video of.
Let me explain the play real quick.
All right, it was just Jalen going diagonal back in coverage. I want to go find Notre Dame footage of him doing the same play, diagonal back in coverage. And I want to see if his arms were moving faster than his legs.
Yeah, the arms they were a little bothersome. Yeah.
All right. That my issue with Jalen is
he was pumping them arms to get them legs going.
He played at 100% last year in terms of what he was able to do with the brace. Okay. I don't know. Without the brace, a different ball game.
What do you guess? What do you guess the improvement can get to with this injury?
I guess that if he were to not wear a brace, that he would walk around, he would stumble every 25 steps. He would have like a issue pulling that foot.
So
up.
You think the brace helps that much?
Sure. I mean, if you know.
Why else would you wear it?
Right.
I'm gonna guess 80.
I would say if I had to say without the brace, it's 75%.
This year?
Without the brace, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna guess last year he ran around at 80%, and this year he'll run around at 90%. I'm going to guess 10% increase. And again, Jalen, he seduces us with his optimism, positivity, the great story that he is. He's such a good kid. But I've just heard way too much hype and way too much talk about the improvement and way too much excitement that I think even he can't over-exaggerate. He can't over-exaggerate to that degree. And then finally, we're going to see it. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Today, they're going to put on the pads for afternoon practice. So we'll see them running around for the first time for real. And then the last observation from Charles Robinson, Yahoo Sports from Cowboys camp. Listen to this one, guys. I bet all three Dallas quarterbacks will be in the NFL for 8+ years.
I like it.
Say that one more time.
I bet all three Cowboy quarterbacks will be in the NFL 8+ years. So that's props to not only Dak, obviously, Mike White and Cooper Rush.
I like Mike White.
How do you come out here and see enough? Again, we all have to do these observations. We're going to do it too. But how do you come out here for a first couple practices and say that Cooper Rush and Mike White look good enough to last in the NFL for 8 years? And I like Charles Robinson. Any clue?
You can't say right now that Mike White is an 8-year player. You can't.
You can't say that Cooper Rush
is either. You don't know. There's no way of knowing. There's no way of that. You know, I get it. You know, he's trying to come up with some bold opinions. I understand how the game's done, but there's no way that you could say that Mike White is, you know, right now that he is going to guarantee him an 8-year NFL career. It's hard to do.
Okay. So we're going to check in with Jared Sandler. Anything else you all want to get to? You want to preview tonight, the weekend, how the house is gone? We'll talk about traveling out here.
We could talk about our yearly discussion around the grocery store trip and how for the first time ever, I don't think you guys gave me any flack about the amount of time it took me to get through there.
Well,
wasn't under the gun like I normally am.
I kind of look, one year I was way too aggressive with you. We were right by the deli section and I wanted to backhand you with a piece of oven roasted turkey. Yeah. But today I felt like I nudged you along a little. Well, first of all, I was looking at the clock. And I knew we had to come here because we recorded an interview with Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I went around the entire store and I came back and saw you going up and down the second aisle, I got a little worried because Roy always spends the most and he takes the longest time. But you're the one who said it yourself. You go, I'm a little bit concerned about my timing here.
I get overwhelmed. In a new grocery store. I don't know exactly what products they're providing, and I gotta see. And so I inevitably walk down just about every aisle. I think I cleared every aisle.
And that's my question. I think Choppy and I...
We went to Ralph's, by the way. Ralph's grocery store, RJ's.
Yeah.
I think that Choppy and I go to where my needs and my necessities first.
You got to have a plan going in.
Are you an aisle person or are you a favorite person? I'm going to my favorites, and then I kind of try to think what else I would want and add that at the end. Dub goes up and down every aisle.
A healthy person once told me that there's nothing healthy on the inside of the store. It's all on the outside. You gotta go you gotta stay on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's kind of the way it works.
Which in this case was, I believe, wine and liquor, and then fresh produce. So
and meat.
No. You walk in on the right, you got the vegetables.
Yeah. Meat on the back end.
But on the outside of the store.
Okay, on the outside. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you stay on the outside and never go on you go on the inside for like spices. Whatever.
Okay.
So Roy first brought up, I think I'm lagging here. I think I'm behind. And I said, okay, we just got to be back by Zeke and we can come back.
Yeah.
We can come back to the store.
That put me at ease.
I put you at ease?
We can come back.
We can come back.
You're right.
And I was the first one out. Mm-hmm. And then we saw RJ. We saw Roy. Now, who did the most damage? Do we even want to get into this? The boss is probably listening. We don't have to.
I put all of the meats,
the communal meats.
Yep. I always do that. I always buy the steaks, the chickens, the fish. So I usually have a higher bill.
Have they ever gotten on you about that?
No.
Are they like, Chubby, why are you getting all the tuna steaks?
And I say, what's the difference? The same amount of cash. If I buy it or Sean buys it.
Oh, no. But
like if I buy 2 steaks and you buy 2 steaks and Roy buys 2, or I just buy all 6, what's the difference?
Yeah, there's no difference.
There's no difference.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know why they would get upset about that. But, yeah, I bought 2, 4, 6, 9 steaks. Okay. I bought a bag of chicken and then 6 tuna steaks.
Roy loves that tuna.
Love those, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that was essentially, I got
when
the
he
coffee
makes
and
it.
I got,
Now, are you going to make your guacamole?
I will. I got these avocados. When you see these things, they're like the size of a softball.
Really?
Oh, they're enormous.
What were these Texas chips you were looking
They're
for?
so big.
Mission?
And then,
were you looking for Mission?
I was looking for Julio's. Julio's.
Mission's the bread. Tortillas, right?
Yeah, Mission's the tortillas. They do have decent chips, classic chips, and those are like restaurant style chips. But Julio's, and maybe it's because it's just become more prominently like displayed at Walmart that I've started to notice it more.
I've never heard of these.
But
I never heard of
they're really salty. Like but
that's not
great.
Good. We
don't
want that.
But it's not. I shouldn't say
right in the middle of the store.
No, it's not extra salty. It's like a spicy salt. So that to me, that extra flavor, it comes across to me as salty, but when I'm describing it as salty to you guys, that's not what it would be. Yeah, it's a little bit of it's a little bit of spice.
Those sound horrible.
I want that 20-second food description. Look, it's rank.
I'm gonna bring you some,
but it's
really fresh.
It's a good rank.
Yeah,
like when I'm ranking it to you, it's a different rank than you think.
Salty to you is different than salty to me.
What is salty to you?
Because
sir?
in some cases, what you will
salty's brine. Give me the periodic table, the reading on it. NaCl. That's what salt is to everybody.
Okay.
Sodium chloride.
There's no other salt. There's no other synonym. There's no other salt synonym.
Then they use a spice on it that has the same consistency as salt in terms of like the crystallized tiny
it's not
shape,
salt.
But it's not salt. But it's some other
I'll bet you
type
salt.
of spice.
Okay. All right. That was 2 minutes. We'll never get back. We apologize to you guys for that.
Should have gone to break. That was your fault.
Ranger insider Jared Sandler on the new Bell trade rumor. The Rangers are in Houston. We'll get you set for that and all the trade rumors with Sandler next.
The only way you can take the fan with you is the radio.com app. Proudly presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hey, early risers. Chick-fil-A has your mornings covered. During the month of July, log in or download the Chick-fil-A One app and redeem your free 4-count chicken minis at any participating Dallas-Fort Worth area location. Only one order per person while supplies last. Breakfast served until 10:30 a.m.
JW Logistics is hiring safe and courteous Class A single and team drivers. Single drivers are home daily and team drivers home 2 to 3 days per week. Excellent pay and benefits plus a sign-on bonus. All lanes are dedicated with 98% no-touch freight in Central and West U.S. No East Coast. To inquire, email hr@jwlogistics.com or call 855-598-7267. That's JW Logistics at 855-598-7267.
The Rangers trying to knock off the Astros again tonight at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Hi, everybody. This is Eric Nadel with Matt Hicks and Jared Sandler. Our broadcast begins at 5:30 on 105.3 The Fan.
Hey, Ben and Skin here. If you're a listener that has never logged on or called our friends at Simple Sleep Services, or you just keep putting it off, then here's what you can do. Log on right now to simplesleeptest.com. That's simplesleeptest.com and take the quick 3-question test to see if you're a candidate who might be dealing with snoring and sleep apnea.
Guys, it's easy and it's simple. And even better, take the test for your partner because they too could be dealing with dangerous snoring or deadly sleep apnea. That's simplesleeptest.com. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep.
You know the dreaded feeling, realizing you need to start car shopping. Well, thanks to D&M Leasing, car shopping in the heat is now a thing of the past. With D&M's Easy Lease, you'll make no down payment and save up to 50% versus buying. D&M offers any make, any model, and mileage forgiveness comes standard on every Easy Lease. Call D&M Leasing today at any local area code in 35 lease. That's 35LEASE, or visit dmautololeasing.com. The call is free. Not calling will cost you thousands.
We make leasing easy at P&M.
All right, we are back on the home of America's team. It is Sean Sharif, RJ Choppy, and Roy White wrapping up the special Saturday edition of the morning show in Oxnard, California. Brad Sham stopping by. He just did his Master of Ceremonies work for the Cowboys deal that's going on out here to open up the festivities. And then we're going to see the first padded practice of the year, and we'll be tweeting it all out at RJ Choppy, at RDub3, and at 1053SS on Twitter. Of course, all of it on Facebook as well. We got Rangers baseball coming up. And here's our insider, Jared Sandler, with the preview as the Rangers are in Houston after they beat down the Astros last night. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, fellas? You guys are sounding great on a Saturday.
Oh, this has been a phenomenal show.
Working hard, huh?
I'm not doing another show, though, where I didn't realize Saturday shows had 2-minute commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing any more of these. I'm sure it's better.
Shots fired.
I'm doing, put in my contract.
Yeah.
When it's up in however many years. But, I mean, this is like 3.5 hours straight. There's more talking than during the week.
It's a lot of talking, man. It's like doing a podcast without doing commercials.
Yeah.
How many podcasts do you do these days, RJ?
Why would I do a podcast?
I don't know, but you said it's like doing a podcast. So you said like, you got like a whole catalog.
Experience. You know?
Oh, no, I don't draw things from experience, Sandler.
Yeah. He draws from imagination.
Right.
That's why you're the
think
best.
It would be like.
Right. I'm an artist.
So, Jared, this is your how far away was this from your neck of the woods when you were out here? SoCal, USC. Did you ever make it to Oxnard?
So I spent time in Ventura. That's where I would go for Thanksgiving because USC would always play either UCLA or Notre Dame the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So I never would go home. I had the Horowitz family, always very kind to host me for Thanksgiving in Ventura County.
Horowitz.
Don't make any jokes, all right? I know where you guys are going with that. Okay,
not going anywhere with it.
No, RJ,
What type of
RJ,
Thanksgiving
stop.
dinner was that? What type of food do they serve at that dinner?
You know what, Sean? Jewish people serve the same food on Thanksgiving that non-Jewish people serve. Okay,
okay.
All right.
Exclusive.
And so I think, traffic obviously can be a big influence here, but an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. How long did it take for you guys to get, Sean? I know you told me you guys landed like right in rush hour. How long did it take you guys to get out there?
We landed at 4:15, and we got here at right before sunup.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to a Shireen Williams celebration and party. Slater invited us.
You didn't make it?
The great. I was dead. The guys, I almost felt like you guys were ready to roll, and I was like, you guys can go without me.
Look,
I'm opening up this tequila, and I'm sitting back, and I'm chilling.
I don't know right now. I don't know how I stayed up during the drive yesterday. I have no idea.
Yeah, man. Dude, I felt a little unsafe with you for the first time. I think you're a good driver, but hugging the turns like you did at like 60, I was thinking, God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha.
He was racing Aaron Paul in Need for Speed right there.
For real.
No.
You were doing that to show
were.
off. That was way too fast.
No, I really wasn't.
I am fast and furious
that
right
was
now.
normal. Yeah. That was normal speed. This one guy, though, did come around one of these turns. He was coming the other direction.
Yeah.
Sandler, he came around one of these Pacific Coast Highway turns, and he overturned by at least 14 feet. And all I see is this Ford right in my view. I'm like, oh my God! I do a quick turn.
I yelled at him like 3 times to slow down. Like, please, slow down. We got record morning show ratings. We got bonuses, and you're just going to end it right there.
If we get one action on the PCH, that's just going to bring more ears. More people are going to listen now.
What if we don't survive it?
Well, that's a gamble. That's a gamble.
All right, Sandler, give us the Ranger news of the day, and of course the rumors. Evan Grant on Adrian Beltre. We saw some Gallo stuff yesterday, so just give us a little Ranger recap and preview if you could.
Yeah, so quickly, I think it's really interesting that Delino's back up. You know, they set him down in what was somewhat of a controversial move 3 days ago to work on stuff, and 3 days just isn't enough time to work on things. So I do think that's an interesting move. I think this might be one of those moves where there's more to it than just the move itself. With Adrian Beltre, to me, it's no different than, anytime we've talked previously. It's about him. It's what he wants. And, Atlanta is a team that's right in the middle of a playoff chase. There's no guarantee that they make the playoffs, but this is a team in which Beltre could have a regular role. So, that could make sense. Josh Donaldson's injury, Mike Moustakas getting traded to Milwaukee really makes Atlanta more and more of a possibility. It's just simply about whether he wants to go there or not. Listen, the Joey Gallo stuff isn't a big surprise. I've said before, I think every position player in the organization needs to at least be talked about in that manner. I just don't see anything happening before the trade deadline. I imagine the Rangers are having conversations, and in part, it's to do a little legwork for this offseason when they're probably going to have conversations about a lot of guys, including Nomar Mazara. I think I don't think it's crazy that the Rangers would be discussing a trade involving Joey Gallo. I just think it would be very tough for me to imagine a trade getting done before the deadline, unless there's a team that, you guys know how this works. Some teams just like players way more than other teams do. And maybe there's a team that just loves Joey Gallo. They see what he's done in the last year and a half and believe that they have the potion to fix him or to get him to take that next step and are willing to invest the type of prospect return it would take to get that guy into their organization.
Who gets back more in compensation right now? They're both on the market, Gallo or Beltre?
Gallo for sure. Yeah. Beltre's a maybe, if not a player to be named later, like a guy who's that caliber or something similar. I mean,
So my follow-up to that, Jared, and I agree, but how afraid would you be if you're the Rangers that you get rid of Joey too early before you realize his potential? The potential is reached here.
So there are a few things. One, yes, I think that's something they absolutely have to weigh, especially with what happened with Chris Davis. Not that he's having a good year this year, but Chris Davis had a nice 4-year run.
Yes.
I think they're absolutely considering that. I think they also consider, just like they would with Nomar Mazara, hey, we know this guy's going to be a good player. We just think that these guys we're getting back are going to have more of an impact on our success moving forward than this one player will be, especially when you consider that the Rangers have, a bunch of strong position player options. But Joey Gallo's the guy that could do something special. He could put together a really special year like Chris Davis did a few years back. Nomar Mazara is more the steady guy. I don't know that Nomar Mazara is going to ever put together a year where he just stands out among the crowd and is like a top 5 player. Joey Gallo has the chance to do that. Obviously, he hasn't shown enough to suggest that he will do that, but there are a lot of things to like about Joey Gallo's game. I know that people who don't like him obviously are going to roll their eyes at this, but he's really athletic. He can play defensively well at a few different spots, and he walks a lot. And I think that the walks are going to continue to grow, and hopefully the batting average does as well.
I don't know what your views on like the WAR stat is, but he's his WAR is right there at league average. I mean, he is from an outfielder's perspective is 1.3. That's not all that bad.
Right. And if you look at some metrics, if you want to quickly talk advanced metrics that focus only on offense, Joey Gallo in a lot of them is basically right at league average, if not a little bit better, which when you consider how bad of the year he has, tells you how good he really can be. And Joey Gallo at his worst in some of these metrics is just a league average player.
All right, brother. Good stuff. Thank you. We'll hear you during the pregame show. We are getting ready for Cowboys practice, so you can listen to Rangers baseball. Follow us on social media for all the updates. Shan and RJ out here for the entire next week to cover America's team. It's Rangers baseball in Houston coming up next.
You've heard me talking about GT Distributors for a long time here on 105 through the Fan, and they've been doing a great job. For 45 years, it's been your one-stop shop for all your tactical gear, range equipment, and outdoor accessories. It's GT Distributors. GTDIST.com is the website, and they